Hello, and welcome to episode 68 of the DaebakCast.
Not 69.
This is a weekly podcast where the three of us come together. This week, four of us come together to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the industry. This week, we've got three topics and an album review. Album review being Vixx. And then we are going to talk about, what was the second again? Choreography. And then is anime third?
No.
No, then unpopular K-pop opinions.
Oh, unpopular K-pop opinions and then anime. Anime and K-pop. All right.
Nailed
you guys
it.
can look forward to that. Okay. As always, I'm joined by Nate.
I got you. You got me. Love you till kingdom come.
We're a happy family.
I'm
seeing Red Velvet in 4 days or whatever, so
Hey,
I gotta
you
give
stole
them
my-
a shout out.
You stole my thing, dude. What the
I
hell?
stole one of your things one of your things was about me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Okay. And also, as always, I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has three things.
Well, I'll call it 3.5. Number 1, Patrick Chapin, Luis Scott Vargas,
No.
Yuya Watanabe.
I don't know who that
What do
is.
all three things have in common?
They're Magic the Gathering pros.
If Nate
I don't
plays
know why
anything
he's
like
listing them off.
those guys, he's not going to be able to see Red Velvet on Sunday. So
That's true.
yeah, good luck, Nate. I know you'll need it.
Hopefully I do bad at this Magic tournament so I can go see Red Velvet. Is how
And
this weekend is gonna go.
And don't put your lands in
see
front of your cards, apparently.
Yeah,
'cause
we're not
that's
allowed to
banned
do that anymore. I never did that anyway, though.
Number 2, June will be the week of hell, or like the third week of June will be the week of hell, because surrounding KCON, it's literally gonna be like I have 6 concerts in 8 days.
I wish I had that
List
problem.
them off.
yeah, it's like first world problems. But that Monday I'm gonna be going to Kyori Pami Pami. That Thursday I'm gonna be going to Eric Nam. Friday or Saturday Sunday is KCON. Monday is Up Tension. Then Tuesday is Paramore. So like literally I'm going to, I might like die at the end.
The
of
best hell ever.
it. Yeah,
No,
basically.
next week is Hell Week. I have finals.
You have finals.
Same.
Oh, God.
College kids.
Okay.
And number 3 is like my non K-pop recommendation of the week would actually go to J. Cole's new album KOD. All seriousness though, it's actually a really good album, and it sort of like talks about like, oh my God, what's going on in my door? Jesus Christ. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Nope.
Like I said, it's garbage. This is a garbage truck on fire. Anyway, so yeah, with J. Cole's album, like it actually talks about like really serious stuff, like mental health, depression, and like medication and all that sort of stuff. So it's actually a really good album to check out. And also, he had the balls to drop an anti-drug album on 420. So, and just the last sort of like half thing. I'm moving. Yeah. So yeah, like literally the room that like I basically graduated college in, and the room that we started this podcast in, and like the house I've been in for the past couple of years. Yeah, I'm gonna be moving like a couple like blocks or like 5 minutes down, still in the same town. But yeah, it's gonna be sad. This is where we started Truly Daebak, and it's gonna
I'm
be all
already
gone.
out of the room. We started Truly Daebak.
Yeah, I was like,
I've gone
I'm
through like
still
3
in
rooms.
one,
Yeah, since
that's because you're in a dorm though.
Yeah, you're in a dorm.
And
And
my
do you
house.
go home for the summer and come back? So yeah, it's all
So you're in like 5 different rooms, but yeah, this has been my room. So yeah, it'll be clean once I actually decide to start packing for once. So yeah, 3 things and a half.
All right. And not as always, but today we have Umu from ReacttotheK.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, guys. I'm very excited.
Thanks for coming, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. As always, I guess we can get right into
You didn't introduce yourself.
Wait,
like
who are
you
you?
said.
As always, I don't introduce myself. I'm Jacob. You can see right here or here. I still don't know which place. All right, Nate. Let's go on to the review.
Yeah.
Vixx.
So before we get started, if you
Vixx
somehow don't know who Umu is, she does a channel. You want to talk about your channel a little bit?
Sure. So I run a channel called ReacttotheK, and we are most known for our Classical Musicians React series, where I film around 14 of Eastman's music majors, analyzing and reacting to K-pop. And our end goal is just to educate you guys or entertain you guys in some way about Korean pop music, and now we spread out to some Indian rock also.
Yep. So yeah, you probably know who she is if you listen to this podcast, 'cause it's hard to
You probably know who she is. You probably don't know who we
also,
are. So.
you probably came from her mentioning us on her Vixx reaction.
Twitter or something.
After
or Vixx
you
reaction.
mentioned us in the Vixx listen, we got like 40 subs, which was like 25% of our sub
Nice.
Just something ridiculous. Like it was
Who
pretty
are you
ridiculous.
people?
Yeah. So hopefully some of you guys stay after this episode comes out. Some of you guys might leave because you hate us, but who knows?
I doubt
don't
it. You
I
guys
don't know.
are great.
If Andrew hates this album, maybe he'll make all the Vixx fans that follow you angry. So
0 out of 10, not enough water.
our normal reviews go. Me and Jacob just love everything, and then Andrew's the stickler. So
Who knows? I'm gonna probably get pretty critical on this too. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I'll jump
Okay.
in.
So we have Vixx's new full album, Ode Vixx, which
Vixx Water.
Vixx Water.
Vixx water.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're trying to replicate, like, I don't know.
Like eau de toilette,
perfume.
toilet water.
Yeah, why is it called toilet? Has anyone ever
I don't
found out
know.
why it's called toilet water? Like, what kind of person like goes to the perfume section and is like, I totally want to smell like toilet water right now?
I don't know. There's all sorts of people in this world. So
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So the first track is called Scientist, which is weird because everyone thinks
Oh.
it's scientist.
I
Wait,
thought it
it's
was
scientist?
scientist as well.
No, it's
No, hold on.
Scientist. Scientist, which makes
Okay.
sense with why they're doing the Ode Vixx thing. It's like sense and stuff.
Yeah,
I thought it was scientist the whole time.
Nope.
me
It's like
too.
scientist
Until I
on
took
all
a
of my
closer look
slides
at
right
it.
now.
Yeah, I read it and I was like, that doesn't say scientist. And then I thought it was a typo, and I was like, oh no, everywhere it says this, so this is clearly the name. So that's the title track. So this is like a typical R&B guy group song. There's some hints of tropical house in it. For me, the beat's like pretty standard, but I do like the synth a lot. Singing and rapping are great. And then for the MV, I like the sterile white like rooms with the red accents. I thought it was like artistically really good looking.
Awesome. Yeah, to add on to that, it seems like they used a lot of the similar synth sounds than they did in their past Shangri-La. I believe the genre is called future.
Future bass.
Future
that
bass,
is.
Andrew's favorite.
That's all I listen
Well,
to.
one of
but-
his favorite.
Okay, so there's that. So I believe they did a good job carrying over a similar sound that they've had in the past. However, I only recently noticed this, but the song doesn't have any chord progression at any time. So there is no real like true melodic motion. There's just this lower synth that's going like boom boom boom, and sometimes in scale degrees it goes like 7 1 1 1 1 1 or like 5 1 1 1 1 1 1, and it's just one the whole time. So I feel like that creates almost more space. It creates a spacious kind of misty feel. And I was reading the comment section of my reaction video, and since I was like, oh, it's not moving anywhere, it's like very smooth and there's no real climax, someone said it's because it's supposed to create maybe the visual of perfume just filling up a room. And so when I think about
That'd
the
be
song
interesting.
in that way, it makes a lot more sense. And I kind of like to think about that way. On top of that, I enjoy the form of the song. There's like this kind of intro piano thing going on that goes straight into the verse, pre-chorus, chorus, then rap bridge, then verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, kind of, or like they add on to the chorus with the triplets, with when Leo just starts singing the da 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 da, so they kind of expand upon the chorus even more, and then it goes into the rap again, and then pre-chorus, chorus, and then chorus with triplets plus Ken singing over top. So with K-pop songs, they usually just have a copy and paste, maybe like verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, and that be it. But I like how Vixx added the triplets the second and third times the chorus came back, and the first time it was Ravi's rap. And so that way they created more equal, I guess, line, what's it called? Line distribution.
Line distribution.
Line
yeah.
distribution. Yep.
Okay.
Alright, see, like I like the song for the most part because again, if you put future bass on anything, I will like it because I'm I'm easy to please like that. But when it comes to this song, like when you're mentioning like this, how they sort of like organized it, when they went to after the chorus, when they did like both the Ravi rap break and then when they did the triplet parts with the rap break, I was just like, it kind of felt too abrupt for me. It was just like wait. At least in that case, it kind of felt backwards, where it kind of seems like the rap break came and then they went to the and then they did like a bit of like sort of like of a verse and then it had like a silent part or like a sort of just like it backed out into instrumentals. I kind of wish it went like sort of like went to instrumental, maybe a verse, maybe the rap break, and then that's like, yeah, it felt kind of backwards. And like in regards to like the triplet, again, like these are like minor nitpicks because again, I love the song. It's definitely up there with Shangri-La for me. But with the triplets, I don't know, it's just kind of overplayed for me because like it's just there's just so many rap songs now that are just like everything like triplets 24/7. I'm just like I felt like it could have been a more or they could have done something maybe different as opposed to just like trying to do like triplets. But other than that, like the song is, I love it a lot. Like, and in looking into the production, I was just like, oh, no wonder why it's full bloom and freaking Andreas Oberg producing the like the song. So those are two of like some of my favorites when it comes to producers. So yeah, it was no brainer that I ended up liking this. And it didn't end up showing too much of the choreography, but from what I saw, it was good. And yeah, again, like what Nate was talking about with the sort of like weird, I guess they're like making like, I don't know, perfume scents or something, and like that's why they have like all like the sort of beakers and all this sort of stuff, and I don't know, they're blending like steak bits or something, so maybe it's like Harry Potter shit or whatever. So it's like they're making magic perfume or whatever. So yeah, but the song works for the most part for me. So yeah.
All right, so for me, I don't know. It's weird how I usually think about songs. So for me, I don't know much about music theory, but like I know a lot about like headphones and like sound space and stuff like that. So like one thing that I really liked is its use of soundstage. So it's sort of the layers feel very, I guess, like they feel very thick, but at the same time they don't feel like cramped into just like a tiny box, like only the size of my head. I feel it more like around here, and that's definitely where I like to feel my music at. A lot of the different layers I think go well together. Like the vocals sort of sit like closer to your head, and I guess with the beats sort of a little farther back, which again I guess it's just a preference, I guess, like because I like the vocals to be nice and prominent with the beat sort of like coming in and out, and I don't know, the song does that pretty well, so I like it basically. Yeah.
And then I forgot to. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, what I was gonna say is a lot of times I just find myself being like, yeah, I like this.
I know. That's both of us do that, and I'm just like, I don't know how to describe why I like this song, but I like this song.
Not me.
But yeah, you had something.
Yeah, and I forgot to talk about what I thought of the music video. And with the whole Vixx trilogy and everything, it was always difficult to figure out what they're trying to show story-wise. Like, everyone knew their concept. It was Greek gods, but you didn't really see exactly what was happening. They mainly used, I guess, some of the Greek aesthetic for just like how they framed their videos and what props they used, and I felt like they did that the same way with Scientist. I'm not sure if any of you guys looked into the theory of this music video being based on the book Perfume.
Nope.
I've not heard of the book Perfume. I've heard of the J-pop group Perfume.
Oh! Yeah, so it's a movie and book, and I read a little summary about it, and basically it's about a guy who's has a really good sense of smell, and he's trying to create the perfect perfume, and he does that by killing people who smell good. And then eventually he creates this perfume, puts it on himself, and then goes in like the middle of a crowded area, and everyone eats him because he smells so good. So I was trying to figure out.
So that's why they had meat.
Yeah, maybe that's why, because I was trying to figure out how is this story being conveyed. There's a gun, there's a snake, there's an iguana. I'm not sure. There's a little boy.
There's like torture devices. There's like a hacksaw and like pliers, and I don't know.
Well, that makes sense.
I could see how that.
It's like, is this like Hannibal the musical or something like that?
Exactly. So I think Vixx's thing is they use for their concepts more as the thing they're based on. They use props and I guess perfume as the aesthetic and just for decoration rather than more like actually acting out a story. And I just saw that reoccurring theme throughout multiple of their videos. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Hashtag deep.
Moving on to the next song, which is Odd Sense. So for this one, this is another similar like Vixx standard R&B hip hop type song. For this, I really liked the synths though. I thought the synth line was, and the instrumentals in general, really stood out to me.
My turn.
We don't. Yeah. To be honest, we honestly like we don't talk a ton about everything, but go in depth. No, we want you to go in depth. That's what you're here for. You're way more musically like informed than we are. So.
Okay, so this song, I was really confused after listening to it multiple times. I'm like, wait, let me actually try to figure out what I think sounds so weird about this song. And so I was just playing, I have this app where I'm able to like to produce different tones, and I figured out that this song is just in minor. It's not any weird mode. It only modulates once at the last chorus. And the pre-chorus, the da-dee, 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 aren't weird, unrelated notes at all. They're actually all diatonic in the scale the whole song is in. So I'm like, why does it sound so out of place and weird? And it's just, I believe, what was it? I think it went 1, 3, 2, 4, something like that. So it was just like a simple melody going up. But I think what is so weird about that pre-chorus is specifically the sound of the synth, and then also how syncopated it is with the drum line at that specific part. And that's what really makes it jump out to me. So I was like, okay, that's definitely a favorite part, even though it isn't actually complex musical. Which is very interesting.
That probably ties into like literally the title of it being Odd Sense. Literally like odd, like I'm guessing they're just trying to like imbue an odd atmosphere to the type of song.
That definitely makes sense. And again, like this song doesn't have any chord progression similar to Sentis. So I guess that does make sense that they're continuing. I mean, they didn't spell it SCENTS. That would have been cool if they spelled it
Odd sense
that way. Yeah, because they're.
I don't know. Maybe it's
this,
like the sense
concept
of smell, or like I don't know,
senses. Okay.
Maybe
yeah, I can see that. And basically, that's the next song. Yeah, that's mainly what I've got to say.
All right, so yeah, like this one, I'd say like I enjoyed it for the most part, but I still think the modulation at the end I found kind of corny. I was just like it felt kind of corny. I was just like, okay.
The song didn't need it. I was really surprised.
Yeah, it didn't need it because I mean, I guess that like the sort of atmosphere was kind of building up. It kind of felt like, why does it feel so happy when this song is supposed to feel so sexy? And I'm just like, okay, I guess we're going with that then.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't bad.
So I actually really like the sense that the sort of like the I can't do anything like that, but anyways, I think it's really cool. It gives like sort of like a almost like robotic, like metallic sense to the song for me. And I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. It's just unlike anything I've heard, I guess. It's kind of like it gives me a similar feeling to like the first time I listened to like FX's like Red Light or like something like that. You're listening to this and you're like, I don't know if I like this yet, and then you listen to it again and you're like, all right, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's something like that. So
I'd say both FX and Vixx are very experimental in like the sounds that they're trying to go for, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have Silence, and everyone's gonna know that I love it because it's deep house, and I love deep house.
You kidding me?
And that's all I need to say is it's deep house, and deep house is great.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's my turn now.
Yeah, go for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
So originally, Odd Sense was my favorite, but after listening to Silence a lot more, I was like, oh yeah, this is my new favorite. So this is number 1 in the album for me. The melody, it's interesting. The melody at the beginning doesn't move much. It's similar to Sentist. It's organized as like, okay, here's a musical phrase, then the next member is going to sing the same exact musical phrase, then the next member is going to sing the same exact musical phrase, and it doesn't really move until Hong Bin has like a second phrase that moves down, and then N's line goes up, and it's like, okay, we gonna change now. And at the beginning, it's kind of like a tonic prolongation, but when Hong Bin goes down and then N starts singing it, like, I think it starts prolonging the dominant. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember what the song sounds like. But basically, it just changes kind of colors, and that's what surprised me, because I'm like, okay, now we're moving now. And what I love about this song is it has a ton of rhythmic variation. It just switches a lot between halftime and just being able to like, oh, yeah, go hard, nice and slow, and then it speeds up actually for the second verse or something. It has an awesome time just keeping, I don't know, my interest by switching the rhythms up. And also the song switches between having just a tonic prolongation and no chord progression, and then also having a chord progression sometimes. So I think that this song out of all of them just is the most spiciest when it comes to rhythm and changing colors tonally.
Yeah, so just like, not only is it changing just sort of like tempo or just like how it sounds, it's literally just changing like genres too. Like, let's say for the most part the verses stick with the sort of house beat, but once it kicks into the chorus, it goes back to like the future bass sort of sounds that we were hearing from Sentist. So yeah, again, future bass, I love it, obviously. And deep house, anything that sounds like freaking like, I don't know, like Disclosure or something that London Noise would put out, I'm gonna love it. So yeah, again, it's just, again, I love, again, we're going back to like how it sort of changes it. Obviously, like the deep house is sort of like really like sort of like it's kicking and all that sort of stuff, and then the future bass like really like pulls it back a bit, so you can like sort of hear that instrumental kick in. It's great use of sort of just like, again, that dynamic, the dynamic between the two sort of like tempos in that sort of way.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I'd say this is definitely one of my favorites. I think I definitely like it better than title track, and I think it probably should have been the title track, in my opinion.
I agree.
So
this needs an MV like right now.
Like, I think this one's would be really good for music video, and I think it also would be really well suited for choreography. And also the rap in this is also really,
I would say the rap in
well
it's
done. Yeah,
probably my favorite rap on the album. Yeah, if spoilers, if Shangri-La wasn't on this album, then this would be my favorite, but Shangri-La is on another album.
I still don't know why. I don't know why they put it on here. It had its own mini album, right?
It isn't a repackage.
Is it? This is a repackage?
No, this isn't a repackage. So
Okay.
why?
Yeah, why is it
has
on
its
here
own-
again? Yeah,
Shangri-La
that's
has
what
its own B-sides.
Yeah,
is it
I was
kind of
really
like
confused.
with SNSD, like, oh, they put Genie and G on
and
there?
G on there. Yeah, even though those both had mini albums.
They're just like, okay, we haven't done anything in a while. Put Shangri-La on there. Maybe it'll sell. And then Sentist ended up being good. So
Yeah, but yeah, if we're not counting Shangri-La, this is my favorite songs for sure.
we'll get to my favorite.
Next is My Valentine. So this is a more slow R&B song. It has a really good piano line that I like, and some ridiculous falsetto. Who does this falsetto in this? Do you know?
Do you know which part of the song?
No, I mean, yeah, I don't remember exactly. So I don't want to put you on the spot. I just wasn't sure if you had it in your. No, it's fine. Like, I just wasn't sure if it was in your notes, if you talked about it at all. So maybe you knew. But yeah, that's all I mostly had on this. Piano line, really like, but everyone knows I like piano stuff, so.
Right. Okay, for me, I am just really surprised they chose this to promote along with Sentist, because Odd Sense and Silence both outdo this a ton for me. I think maybe the reason why they're promoting this is because it is a slower jam.
Slower, yeah.
And
it's
so
always...
Sentist is slightly more upbeat, so they wanted something kind of contrasting and that they can show off a different, more ballad side, saying like, you know what, we can sing. Because I feel like with these past two comebacks, they've been trying to prove to the haters that like, hey, we can all sing. That's why we all have equal line distribution. Ravi can rap and we can dance and do everything live. So I think that might might be why they chose Valentine to promote. For the song, the chord progression, yay, it has a chord progression. The chord progression repeats throughout the whole entire thing. Same 4 chords. But what's nice is that it is syncopated. I believe it goes like da, 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 or something like that. But it stays that way throughout the entire song, never changes the rhythm. However, when it's transferring from verse to chorus or between large phrases, that's when it like they take it out for a second, or they add in like a few like da 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 diddles or something. So that's kind of cute, like highlighting the fact like we're changing into a different part of the song. Then next, what I do enjoy about this song are the textures, because in the past few songs, the sounds are really listenable, but for this one, I think the different noises and synths that they used really were nice, and I appreciated them.
All right, so don't get me wrong, I like the song isn't bad, but what really killed it for me at the beginning was it sort of had this crazy like dun 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 dun. I thought it was gonna go in.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like some hard ass like I don't know like Fast and Furious type of song, and it's just like it's an R&B ballad. And I was just like, okay. Yeah, I was just expecting a different song, and then they keep bringing it back. It's just like, why do you keep teasing me like this? I wanted it to go in, because like I guess the sort of like major or like the minor complaint I'd have about this is that I didn't get like a hard hitting like crazy trap. I don't know, like trap influence like sort of beat, which I feel like would have been a good sort of song to help mix it up. And I feel like it would have been this if they like, because it just, I guess it like those 3 or 4 notes at the beginning just kind of mislead it for me.
Yeah.
So I actually really like this song. The normally I hate trap hi hats, but I thought
It's
they were
everywhere
okay
on
on
this
this song. I know. It's just like you can't escape them now. I just have to accept it. Anyways, what I like about this song is actually like the way they sing. It's in such a way that it's almost like they're like whispering into your ear, and I don't know. I thought that was actually kind of cool. But yeah, I like the sort of like R&B influences sort of like mixed with like more electronic stuff. So cool.
Yep. Next is Circle, which is a very similar song, to be honest. I was like, okay, we go into another slower R&B song with lots of falsetto. So it was interesting to me that they decided to put these two back to back. I don't know what their reasoning was. Usually K-pop albums like kind of mix it up, different space out songs of similar genres. I feel like the next song would have fit a lot better between these two songs, because after hearing My Valentine and then listening to Circle, I was like, I'm just getting more of the same kind of like. So this one I was a little low on.
Right.
That.
Yeah, I can also agree with that, because it seems like the beginning of the album is pretty high for me, and then the ending of the album is pretty high for me, and then in the middle it's just all wishy-washy kind of. Yep. So I feel like they could have definitely organized it in a better order. So for this song, I didn't give myself many detailed notes. I said predictable melodies. So I guess what I could do to elaborate on that is that, again, I think with this one, rather than really use the most of their range, they stuck around the same notes. And if, when singing a melody, they would just go to a stepwise, going up or down, or they would resolve in a way where the listener would be like, okay, this is how the melody is going, and then they're going to go down, and then they go down. So I think that's how they're trying to be catchy with this, is just going wherever they think that the audience would predict to happen. The arpeggiating synth I did quite enjoy. I think that's the one main thing that made Valentine and Circle a little bit different, is that the arpeggiating synth is kind of like an ostinato, I guess you could say, throughout the song. It's just kind of what makes Circle. And when you think of arpeggios, since it's just repeating just the same, you could kind of think of it like as a musical circle. I don't know, maybe. And then with this one, the harmonies, there aren't many thick vocal harmonies going on. It's very, very much highlighting a single voice. Maybe once in a while another voice would come in on a third, but it would be mixed pretty far back. And so it was honestly just the time for, I don't know, I'm guessing this is for a live performance, for a concert. I feel like this whole album is just like to prove we're going to be awesome live and you're going to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. So looking into this song, or I was just like, okay, this is actually my favorite of the not counting Shangri-La or Sentis. This is actually my favorite on the entire
even more than the deep house future based stuff. That's crazy.
Because this is, or I don't know, because I really liked the vibe because it's trap influenced R&B, so that's kind of my thing outside of K-pop. So and the one I was like, this sounds like a Ravi song. Lo and behold, the entire thing it's produced and written by Ravi. So like, yeah, you can definitely feel the influence. Like it sounds a lot like Alcohol or like all the other stuff that he did on his mixtape. So I get the same sort of. It's basically Ravi featuring Vixx on this on this one
That's
song.
That's true.
It's basically Ravi's doing the verses and then just like it's Vixx on the hook almost. But actually, I really like it, and I kind of wish this got promotion too. Just like even if it's not like as a Vixx song, just call it like a Ravi single or whatever. And I enjoy it so much.
So this is another one I liked. Big surprise. One of the parts I really liked was in the beginning with sort of the like pulsing synths. So they sort of go like poof, poof. I thought that was really cool. It gave a lot of like, I guess, texture to it. But another thing is I tend to like more like laid back hip hop songs. So it was kind of an easy win for me. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. So yeah.
Yep. Next we have Good Day, which is a cover of the
IU song.
Cover of the IU song.
And the girl group.
And
the whole group. No. So this is more like this is like a lot more American style pop song. It's like super funky guitar. Obviously I love the guitar line. Anytime K-pop groups throw piano or strings or guitar into songs, I love it. And yeah, I thought this was just a really upbeat, fun song. It contrasted pretty much everything else we've listened to so far. And I liked it because of that.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed this song because it's mostly acoustic, and the sounds of the guitars were so nice, and the percussion didn't sound too interrupting, and even the baby synth was a nice texture on top of that. I just felt like basically with this they were trying to create that ultimate like sunny summer day, picnic day that's relaxing and just comfortable to listen to, and major key, nice melodies, kind of simple, but also, singable. And then I really liked how the percussion sample, it is on the typical beats 2 and 4 of the measure, but it would switch up. The sound would switch up. I think it was between verse and chorus and maybe even bridge, but I think it went from like snaps to like kind of like a snare sound. I can't quite remember, but all I remember was like, whoa, okay, it's different now. That's kind of cool. So yeah.
I think the funniest thing about this song is that it's like an album that was like incredibly experimental in sort of how like the sort of like the not just in the production or like how like the melodies were laid out and everything, like all the like where it's all experimental songs. This one that was kind of like the most safe is just very interesting and refreshing in a way, just because you've been hearing a lot of like R&B, and this is just like a sort of like poppy rock track that you've like this style of song has been in like in infected in K-pop since like I don't know, like since Move Like Jagger got popular with like Maroon 5. It's basically that sort of like upbeat sort of vibe. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, surprisingly, even though I'm usually not a stickler for safe
against this stuff.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed like. Again,
it wasn't safe for this album.
Yeah. It's so funny how basically everything on this album is topsy-turvy, where basically everything that's experimental again is just like is what's considered safe. But yeah, again, very enjoyable, very upbeat song, and it's just like it's again just provides good contrast with the rest of the album, where it's I guess trying to be like very sensual and sexy, whereas this is just like, oh, we're a K-pop group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't have like a ton to say about it, but right off the bat, I definitely really like the guitar use of guitar. And one thing I noticed was this song really reminds me of "Hey Mama" by XOCBX.
Yeah, same sort of vibe.
It was very very similar to me. So yeah, I like that, and I like this song. So
yep,
cool.
Next is Escape. So this is back to R&B, hip hop type of stuff. So this one is a guitar line though. But what I really liked about this song is the BPM is way higher than I expected. It just seems way faster than this type of song usually is. And I thought that was like interesting in a good way. It just caught me off guard and made it stand out to me.
Yeah, with this song, mainly two things stood out to me. The first, well, actually three, I guess. One is that the minor arpeggio running in the guitar was what kept this song moving, and I think what made it feel so upbeat and fast, and I really enjoyed that. And then second one is I love the background vocals, how I think... Okay, so at the beginning with the verse, there's, the main vocal line, and I think they had like little vocal chords going on, beat 1, fade, beat 2, fade, beat 3, fade, and then they would harmonize with the line. So I kind of liked how the main melodic line and the background vocals would be separate, and then they come together, separate, come together, be together, and basically how they interacted. I thought that's really fun to listen to. And then the last, or was that already three things?
If you had more,
that was two things. But I'm only seeing two notes.
Okay.
I think that's it. I'll say something if I remember it.
All right, so like the arpeggio you mentioned, like for as much or you like it, but I actually didn't like it. Not because it wasn't good or anything, but like it's the same exact like sort of like note. Like it's the same exact notes as EXO's Thunder. Like, which bothered me a lot. Like it's the same exact like progression and everything. It's like do 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 do. Like that's how EXO's Thunder goes. I was just like, whoa, wait a second. It just like it threw me off guard and like just like I was just like, okay, I can't really enjoy the rest of this song. But it's not bad. And before anyone tries to like blow me up in the comments, I'm not saying, oh my god, Vixx copied EXO or whatever. But no, it's just there's only so many chord progressions or only so many like notes you can use in music, literally. So. It happens, but yeah, it felt kind of weird for me like that.
All right, so for me, I think this is also one of my favorite songs. I liked sort of like I think okay. Let me restart. My favorite part of this was definitely the instrumentation. I really like the combination of like the guitar and the drum together. Whether that's a fake drum or a real drum, I don't really know. I can't tell, but yeah, either way, I thought it was really cool. It, paired with their vocals really well. And this is another song where I thought the rap was pretty good. So
cool. And I remember my third thing. What did you guys think about the whispered "Runaway"?
Oh, I don't mind whispering. Basically, you're basically infected. It's infected K-pop at this point. So I'm just like, okay, they're whispering. It's ASMR.
Yeah.
Right. But it just freaked me out at the end how the music faded, but Ravi's voice didn't.
Okay.
Because it just seemed like he was getting closer and closer to you. Run away, run away. And I was like, when I first listened to it, I had to pull out my earbuds because it freaked me out so much. But like, I can definitely see it becoming like a new thing in K-pop. So you're totally right about that.
Yeah, definitely. Next is Trigger. Which is more deep house.
The anime studio.
Yeah, it's a cover of the anime studio Trigger.
Were you really both going to make that joke? Is that what you were going to say, Andrew? Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Of course, because Kill la Kill.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, so this is more deep house. That's all I care about. It's more deep house. It's great. Deep house is great.
Yeah, I liked it. Kind of threw me off at first, but after listening to it more, I began to really enjoy how it builds. It builds not really dynamically, but with layers and thickness of instrumentation. Mm-hmm. So I can't remember the order of everything comes in. I think it's like, okay, was it like piano and vocals, and then it was like the bass? No, then it was percussion, and then it was the bass percussion or something, and then it just kept layering more and more synths on top of that. And I thought that was really nice and kind of tasteful to do. And then next, I expected the chorus to be a lot more hype, but that might be because I'm not very familiar with this genre, and perhaps that's a normal thing to have. Yeah, but I felt like they kind of lost tempo and movement in the chorus.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more laid back for a type of house song where usually, like, the entire sort of purpose of the song is to build up to the hype chorus that's sort of supposed to like get stuck in your head. It has the earworms and everything. But yeah, I'd say it's a bit more laid back in that sort of sense. But I think I still like the song enough because of like how they build up that instrumental again. It's just like really, it's really dope. Just like again, like how like good like that chorus is. So yeah, even if the vocals are kind of like lackluster, I'd say the instrumentals definitely carry the song for me.
So one of the things I have to say about this song is like there's somebody in this group that sounds like Onu from SHINee to me. It's like I think he sings at like 17 seconds in this song, and that's where I noticed it, and I was like, whoa, that sounds very similar.
It might be Hangbin, because Hangbin has a very clear, kind of almost
thick?
tight sounding voice. Yeah, thick and tight sounding. Okay, wait, this is Trigger, right? I'm just gonna.
Yep. Yeah, 17.
She'll figure it out. She's the Vixx stan.
Don't know, Gus. Don't know.
It'll be fun. You can play like 12 seconds.
Oh, it's Hyuk! Okay, Hyuk. Yeah, okay, so it's Hangbin, and then Hangbin at 10 seconds in, and Hyuk ends up singing at 17 seconds in. I can actually see that a lot. Though, when his voice is kind of by itself without instrumentals, I feel like it's slightly more grainy than Onu's. I picture Onu's voice kind of like as like a thick metal rod, and then his is like thick metal rod with like slightly velvet on the outside or something. And then another thing to point out is N and Suho's voice from EXO. They have very, very similar timbres. Sorry, that's just kind of random, but I want it wet.
Yeah, Suho's very soft spoken, which is why he does a lot of like ballads a lot. So.
Okay. But yeah, anyways, I thought this song was kind of cool. I was expecting a little more from the chorus, like Andrew said, like, cause it felt like it was building up to something really, really exciting, but didn't go it didn't really go anywhere, I guess. It kind of just stayed in sort of a similar region. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was really cool. So. Yeah,
that is kind of a thing though in
I was gonna say
electronic music where like they have anti-drops, or like
oh my god, it's like Steve Aoki.
Drops.
I hate his music because it goes nowhere. He builds up a mountain and then stays there. Like, stop.
It's like musical blue balls or something like that.
Okay. That is a really good description though. Yeah, in Deep House, that does happen where, like Andrew said, it's just like an anti-drop, or it throws you off by doing the complete opposite and not dropping.
I just feel like I'm robbed whenever that happens.
You're robbed. Yeah. Yep. Next we have Resemble. It's a ballad with piano guitar. Yeah, so it's a ballad.
Low-key jazzy ballad.
Yep.
Yeah. So this song is where sometimes I don't enjoy music when it's predictable, but in this case the melody is so nice and the sounds are so nice that predictable is like the best thing in this song. It goes like, it builds up dissonance and then it goes exactly where you want it to go, and it's so beautiful. And it like might have the typical or generic, I guess, blues notes where like I think it had a few, was it flat 2 or flat 3s, flat 6s, and then the picardy thirds at the end of phrases. Like, it just did everything that these type of songs do, but like Vixx hasn't really ever done this song before, this style of song before. So, or have they? I can't remember. So many Vixx songs. But it was just sounded so nice, and even though it was in a minor key, it just the melody and the instrumentals kept it relaxing minor, so that it sounded more bittersweet than actual like I'm sad and bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, it's not like emo boohoo. I'm sad minor. It's more melancholic, definitely, in term for a song that's almost in minor or almost all in minor. Yeah, but I'd say the only reason why we're bored of this is because we hear the same type of ballad song every time we review an album.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why we're just like, meh. It's a ballad. Like, literally, it's a ballad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's
a
good.
ballad.
It's good. It's a ballad.
There's so many K-pop ballads that it doesn't have a rap part.
That's exactly what I said about this song.
It's a ballad with a rap part.
Like, for me, like, I liked it, but I wanted more like I guess like high notes and like more like showing off, I guess, so to say, because I really, really enjoy that kind of stuff, because like my favorite ballad singers are like Taeyeon, who I have above me. You can barely see her, bottom of her. Even in American music, I really like Adele. I think she's really good. I really like you don't have to even do like belting high notes. Like, I really like stuff like I don't know, even like I use like more like low key ones that are on her albums. Like it's got to be in either extreme for me, I guess. And then I really, really enjoy it. But if it kind of just stays in like sort of the middle, like sort of like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, and even though...
It's kind of overdone, I guess.
Yeah, what's up with IU's ballads is that she, even though if she doesn't go high, like you said, she may stay in the lower range, she has a lot of dynamics and she plays a lot with tempo and just really playing with, you know, speeding up, then slowing down and extreme phrasing. And I think that's what makes her ballad shine a lot because you can really tell through her vocals that she is telling a story. She's feeling this specific emotion and it's so magical and so amazing, while this song is more the typical pop ballad that sounds good to many, but you know, it happens on every album, like you said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we gave the both of IU's last albums 10s. So yeah.
We're IU fans for sure.
Yeah.
We gave a cover album a 10.
Nice.
A flower bookmark too.
Yeah, it's a cover album, but anyway.
Yep. I mean, it's like a remake album. They're not.
It's
covers.
a remake album. Yeah,
They're
I'll give
completely
IU more
different
credit
genres.
than that. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Navy and Shining Gold. So this is similar to Good Day. It's more upbeat pop, like funky guitar type stuff. Which, like I said, still with Good Day, it's another refreshing sound on this album. But I liked at the beginning, it seemed like the vocals were a lot more subdued than in Good Day. It's hard to describe, but I guess subdued is really the only word I can think of that describes it. But then they build up more, and I thought that was an interesting thing to do with the song.
Right. I think this is the typical Vixx closing song, concert closing song. Cause I bought Vixx Live in Fantasia, and the song that they closed with, it's just one of those really, really, one of their happy, peppy songs that, you know, the crowd's able to sing along with and jump along. I think that's the main thing. You got to find a song that you can jump along to, and it doesn't have to have like intense choreo. So this one is super fast paced due to the really fast moving guitar and the percussion samples. The percussion actually had a lot of variety. It started off on every single beat, and then it switched to like some kind of syncopated thing, and then it went to the typical 2 and 4 and 2 and 4, and then every single beat, and like it would switch around. But like the tempo that they're going at is like the perfect like you know, jump up and down type of song. And the vocal melody is in the right range for fans to sing along with, and the melody is easy to sing along with, and it just sounds like something really fun to experience with Vixx Live. So I thought it was the perfect ending, and especially since it's called Navy and Shining Gold, and that's Starlight's or Vixx's main colors. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So yeah, this is literally a fan song then.
Yep.
In a way, yeah. So yeah, it seems like this does seem like the encore song that you come out after they change into like the tour T-shirt, and they're just like saying hi to the fans. And I've been to too many concerts, you can tell. But yeah, it is a very fun song. It's interesting that they end on a fun song. When again, most of like the sort of mood of the entire album is just again very central in a way. But yeah, it's not bad. It is very enjoyable and safe. And again, it's definitely like you can tell that like they are like aiming for this song to be like their like the album closer in a way, or like in like the tour closer, concert closer, that sort of thing.
Yep.
All right, so this song I really liked. It was super like fun and catchy, which I definitely enjoy, because not everyone like sort of goes for that concept anymore. Like what a lot of what this reminded me of was like stuff you'd hear in like 2010, 2011 as like this like some sort of like special song, like they do like a collaboration between two artists, and then they do like some fun song for some kind of event, like I don't know, like the Olympics or like the World Cup or whatever, like whatever kind of event. And like it feels like that kind of song of like, you know, trying to bring people together and whatnot. So I don't know what the actual lyrics are, but I'm sure since it's a fan song that it definitely would have that vibe. So yeah.
And last but not least, Shangri-La, which we've talked about before, but in my opinion, it is the best Vixx song that they have. It's a really cool fusion of electronic stuff and traditional Asian instruments. Amazing choreo, beautiful MV, everything about it. It's perfect. It's my favorite Vixx song.
Yeah, I actually didn't make notes for this because I'm like, I know what to say. But I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those songs that at first I couldn't take in because it was so different from all their past styles. And I was like, whoa, this is something completely new, a genre that I've never really listened to. But as I listened to it more and more, I just discovered so many new things. How, like, even after filming the reactions on my channel for Classical Musicians React, I learned many things, like how the snaps weren't lined up. They were just a series of like, and so as I began to discover new sounds and how they played with silence and how the chord progression actually changed between the verse and the chorus, I was like, you know what, this song is freaking brilliant. It builds the hype perfectly. It has lots of variation. The bridge is amazing with its syncopation and almost how it really changed the color between the rest of the song and this, because it didn't seem like it was out and something completely different. It still fit in, even though they kind of changed up the sounds and took out like 100% of the percussion. But it was just a nice break from everything else. And I think overall it's a really well molded song. And of course, the music video and choreography, which I've seen live, is amazing.
So yeah, again, I'm with Nate. Easily my favorite Vixx song. Not only is it just like not only is this a future based song, but it's like the use of like vocal chopping and like pitch like everything's pitched up, vocal chopped is perfect. It's so hard to get it right, especially because I listen to a lot of future based songs and sometimes it just kind of comes off as like tacky or whatever, but it's so nice in here. I love how it's sort of the melody that they build out of the vocal chopping, it kind of ties into like the sort of like Asian mystic like instrument type of vibe that they're going for. Yeah, it's kind of like sort of like a chime vibe that they're going for. So again, like it's so well structured, and like not having listened to Vixx prior to this song, I was completely blown away when I heard it like for the first time last year. So yeah, it's easily a direction that I hope they keep going in, because it's not really a sound that's ever explored in K-pop. Like we've only like legitimately the only people that are sort of like messing around with future bass was Jonghyun, and he did She Is, Vixx this song, and then that's probably it. Like it's very few people using future basses, and then obviously Singing in the Rain by Jinsol of Luna. So yeah, and all of those are like easily my favorite, like easily some of my favorite songs. So yeah, more future bass please.
Yeah, so I really like this song. Like almost like a lot of it is because of the use of East Asian instruments. Like I really wish they'd use them more often, because they're so like rarely used that every time somebody uses them, they're so like fresh and new almost. Like one of my favorite songs from last year was Ten's Dreamin' a Dream. Like that was fantastic.
Yes,
and it barely even had any vocals, whereas like, you know, I usually prefer everything to have vocals. I don't listen to a lot of like instrumental music and stuff, but like that song I always listen to, and this song is also one that I still listen to often. So yeah.
Yep. So going to our ratings. For me, I did a 5 out of 6 for songs. I really liked pretty much everything on the album. Like I said, yeah, just with really my only gripe was them putting My Valentine and Circle right after each other. If they split that up a little bit, I think it would be perfect. 3 out of 3 for concept. I counted Shangri-La, so that's part of the reason why. But I did like the aesthetics in Sentis music video as well. And like Andrew said when we talked about the song, they didn't show much of the choreo, but I liked what I saw. And I haven't checked out a live version yet. And then I give them a bias point because I've liked Vixx for a while. So I give it a 9 out of 10 overall.
All right. So for the album, I overall was kind of like, okay, I've heard all of these type of songs before, so I'm giving it a 2 out of 6 for album.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I get pretty I get really critical when I really like a group, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So you were like 10 out of 10 for me before, and now you've just dropped a 10. I get critical towards my babies. So I'm
Same.
like super critical towards Mamamoo too.
I'm like that too, and these guys are like, whenever I give twice, like
I
a
love
six,
everything.
Like, yeah, Twice
whenever I
puts out
give
a new
twice a
album.
six, they're
Perfect.
like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you?
Twice with three. Yeah, just anything. Anytime I get new music from groups that I like, I'm just like perfect. That's all I care about. I just want music. I don't care.
No,
what it is.
I'm
It could be
I feel
complete garbage.
you.
No, okay, it can't be
Right.
complete garbage. There's been some stuff that we were like Jessica's new album. We're like, okay, it's the third album. It sounds exactly like the first two. Like, do something different. But for the most part, we're fine just getting more of what we like.
Yeah, so I was critical there. I'm, of course, giving 3 out of 3 for concept, choreo, and styling. I always am in love with Vixx's choreography. I also haven't seen the live version for this, but what I've seen so far in the music video, just mind blown. I feel like the story is being told a lot more through the choreography than anything else. And then for the concept and like how the music video was shot, I loved how a lot of times they would just have a person really small in the frame and it would focus a lot in the space in the room and like all the other, I guess, visual effects that they had going on. And then of course 1 out of 1 for bias because they are
Really?
mostly my
That's
number one
crazy.
group.
Never
Akmu
expected
sometimes
that.
beats. Yeah. Really? You had no idea, huh? And so overall, 6 out of 10.
Wow. I thought I was going to be the stingy one. Oh my god. Okay. So, again, as much as I liked it, I'd say my only sort of complaint, or the only thing I'd say that they should probably improve on, again, is adding maybe a bit more variety, because I do feel like, again, a lot of the R&B songs sound a bit the same. So I guess, like, I'd say introduce more flavors or more, like, sense, if that makes any sense. Like, just sort of change it up a bit in a way, just so it's not sort of repetitive. So for that, I ended up giving it a 4 out of 6. I'd say, like, it's a top heavy album, which I mean, like, the singles are incredible. Really, like the highs are really high, but the lows are sort of like definitely like very middling. So that's why I was going back and forth between giving this a 4 or a 5. Concept, I only gave it a 2 out of 3. For as much as I love the video and like the sort of like atmosphere they built, I'd say it didn't break enough ground necessarily to give like that 3 out of 3. So it was like right borderline though. And obviously I'm giving it a 1 out of 1 because I love future bass, and basically that means I love Vixx now. So yeah, that'd be a 7.
All right, so for me, I gave it a 4 out of 6 for music, just because. So I liked every song, but a lot of them didn't really flow into each other very well. A lot of them, like for example, like we talked about My Valentine and Circle for a long time, how they kind of felt like they almost could be the same song, like I guess when they flow through. So it could be down to ordering rather than just variety, but a lot of songs weren't as memorable as some. Like I really liked Sentis and Silence and Good Day and like obviously Shangri-La, but like other ones I couldn't really tell you what they sound like if you asked me to like just sing it for you.
Same.
So yeah, so 4 out of 6 for music. I liked everything, but yeah. Then I gave 3 out of 3 for concept. I thought the music video was really cool. I thought the dance was cool. And the album cover, I usually rate that as well, just because I'm a digital arts student, so I care about that stuff. I thought that was really cool, with sort of the I don't even know what that's called. I guess it's like smudging of sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a blur.
Yeah,
They just
whatever.
They just went on
I'm bad with words. You guys
They
know
just
this.
did Gaussian blur on like freaking Photoshop, and then just went to town.
Yeah.
On it.
Either way, like it's simple, but it works really well, and I think it's it's pretty cool looking. Either way, and then obviously I'll give it a 1 out of 1 because I've liked everything I've seen from Vixx. Like I'm not a huge fan of them, but I've liked everything I've seen so far. So. Yeah.
Yep.
I gave it an 8 out of 10, 8. I think.
Yep. So 6, 7, 8, 9, which is a 7.5. So rounded to 8.
It still gets the seal of approval, but it doesn't get a shiny.
Well, yeah, no shiny. So yeah, if an album gets a 9 or a 10 on our thumbnail, we put a giant shiny Truly Daebak logo.
Oh.
Because it's a truly Daebak album.
It's the Truly Daebak album. Yeah.
That's cool.
Basically,
Yeah. If you didn't know what Daebak means, it's basically like awesome in Korean. Or like,
Daebak.
So,
Oh, Daebak. Yeah. I've heard on K-drama, so.
so yep.
It's a Korean equivalent to Sugoi, or like awesome or whatever.
Yep.
So yep, 8 out of 10 overall, and that is our Vixx review featuring
All right.
Umu.
Topic 2.
Choreography time.
Yes. Thank
Right.
you for
So,
reminding me because I forgot.
No problem. Okay, let's see if I can.
What a great host I am.
Yeah, so if you want to explain, so this is going to be Umu's topic, so if you want to explain what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so I've noticed a lot lately that I may listen to a song and I think, okay, nothing's really grabbing my attention right now. I feel like a lot of empty space. It isn't really moving in any direction. There needs to be more. And then when I watch the dance, I'm like, oh, wow. It just takes the song up to the next level. A lot of times a song can really shine through how you move to it and how specific dance moves can really, I guess, expand upon how you feel the song. And so there's sometimes like Momo Land's Boom Boom, I feel like the song is really nice to listen to, really catchy, but I think what brings it character and what makes it extra catchy is the dance. For example, I might not be able to pull up the song in my head right now, but I remember the dance moves and then I remember the song. So I feel like that song and dance just really correlates with each other, and you need to have the dance, and it just really makes it extra amazing and memey. I have a few other examples. Do you guys want to all say yours, or I could go on?
We could go each do like one in a row and then just circle around.
Sounds good.
So for me, the first one, so this isn't like super popular song, but this is the first thing that came to mind. Well, I mean, it's probably popular, but it's fairly new, and that's why it came to mind, was something we talked about in releases last month, was Hoya's Angel.
I haven't seen that. Oh,
no. So, no, it's fine. But, so basically, Hoya left Infinite last year, and he debuted as a solo artist last month. And the song Angel, like, honestly, I can't even remember what the song sounds like, but all I can think of is the choreo. Because
it was with the vocals. His vocals were amazing, but
his
they always made
vocals
him rap
were
all
good.
the time.
yeah, like the song was good, but the choreo for the video was just completely insane. Cause it was him with a girl, and they were doing like just like traditional choreo, like traditional dance. Or not traditional, but like
you're not talking about like freaking like I don't know, just like
not traditional
Korean.
As in like,
it's like
Korean like hanbok dancing, but like traditional like Western dance, I would say.
Basically, they were very sexy with each other.
Yes, it was like traditional R&B type dance stuff. But yeah, it was just like you don't see choreo like that, and you don't see a song that's like that based and focused on its choreo. So that was like definitely the first one that came to mind.
Right, and to the fans who are about to complain in the comments, actually, I have seen that. I just had to look it up and see the thumbnail and be like, okay, wait, I've seen that. Okay, going on.
Andrew, you wanna?
All right, so when it comes to choreography, just a preface, like I'm very much into choreography. One, I'm Filipino, so I'm surrounded by dancers like literally all the time. Like from birth, like at every Filipino event, you have the lion dance, even though I don't. Like everyone just like in a freaking dance crew. At one point, I dated a girl that was in a dance crew and everything. So yeah, I take it very seriously, even though I'm not a dancer myself, which might be hypocritical. But this actually wasn't going to be my first one, but literally, since it just came out, like it's very much a memorable choreography, and that would be Dali by Hyorin. Like I don't know if you ended up seeing that, but it's Hyorin's first solo like venture into, I guess, like doing music, and oh my god, the choreography for that is insane. Like just hearing the song, it just sort of sounds like, okay, it's a pretty standard fare sort of R&B with trap hi-hats going on in the background, but when you see that choreography, wow. Like, I don't really know how to explain it without showing it or like showing images of it, but I'm not trying to get taken off YouTube for inappropriate content. So you just have to trust me. If you've seen it, like, you know, like the choreography on that is, it's not just like really sexy choreography. The choreography is just like very well thought out too. Like it's just like, I'd say like a K-pop choreography just is like, I'd say it's only about here, whereas like actual like choreographers like about here. Like I'd say like it's very well thought out in that basically Hyorin went to LA like for like I'd say like a couple months just to like practice like learn under a choreographer just to like prepare for even just doing that music video and this comeback. So you can tell that there was so much thought put into it, which is why I appreciated the song so much more. Not just because she looked really amazing in it.
Okay, so all right, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, so for me, mine's gonna be kind of different, I guess, in that my first one is SNSD Genie, just because for me
your favorite K-pop
that
song
is
of
literally
all time.
my favorite. Yes,
And wow,
dude,
it's because of the choreo.
No, it's not because of the choreography. I just think it
But-
makes it that much better, and that's one of the things that makes it iconic. Is like
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
definitely, that
thing
leg-
with like
the
I can't
leg
even do it, like
dances.
with yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do it with your fingers. But yeah, everyone knows the leg dance. For
Yeah, exactly.
Genie.
Like you'll like I remember when we were at the Card concert or whatever, and they were like I think the charades thing was Sonyoshide, so like Girls'
Yeah, yeah.
Generation, and like
Yep.
They did
thing
it.
was
They
the-
were doing it.
He
Yeah.
did the Genie, the leg dance. So yeah, like even the stuff with the arms, I can't do it because I can't dance. But yeah, like everything is just like the.
And we're in consensus, right? What?
That was awesome.
We're in consensus though that the Japanese version, the Japanese music video, is infinitely better than the Korean version, right?
Not
Because it's literally
infinitely
it's just a
better,
dance version,
But
and
it
it's
is better.
literally
Yeah, it's just a dance version.
the Japanese version is just a dance music video, and the way the camera is angled is that like you're looking up at them like you're not worthy enough to look up at.
Yeah.
So she
That's
Just
definitely perfection.
everything about that song is amazing, and that's why I chose it for my first thing. So
All right, I see it. It seems like first round, it's really important to have choreography that's as catchy or as, I guess, intriguing as the music in
Yeah,
order to
yeah.
have like a successful big comeback. So my next song is "Baby Don't Stop" by NCT. Is it you or just Taeyong and Ten?
1, 2.
it's
No,
NCTU,
it's
but
you.
it's only two
NCTU,
members
okay.
of
Right.
NCT.
Yeah. Because
No one knows how it
NCT use
works.
any people in NCT.
It's fine. Nobody knows what NCT is.
No, we
anyways.
do though. They spent 8 hours explaining on Weekly Idol.
Right.
Still waiting on NCT Mark.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's what we want. We want NCT Mark, but it's everyone that except Mark.
It's everyone in
Since
everyone in
Everyone
SM,
in SM, like
except
all of
Mark.
every artist
like
in SM.
Isuman, freaking
except-
Kenzie, like
Oh my
everyone
goodness.
except Mark is
is NCT Mark.
Yep.
That would be amazing. Okay, so for Baby Don't Stop, of course, this again comes up with having the catchy move that, creates the catchy song. But
Yep.
with this song, there isn't much melody. Sure, we have the bass going da, 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 but those are like 4 notes, and we do get some singing, but it doesn't have the thickness or motion that maybe other songs have, because like I know SM for being super experimental, especially with its thick vocal layering and stuff, and so Baby Don't Stop was incredibly minimalistic compared to other releases. And so if I just listened to the song, I'd be like, okay, there's a bass and there's some sexy whispering going on, but what really made it for me was the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because they go stop, baby don't stop, and like
Yeah.
it's the specific words that you accent with your voice but along with the choreo that
Yeah.
just makes it so much more hard hitting. And especially like during the fast-paced rap parts, they move their feet like it like almost teaches you how to listen to the music, because you're like, okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
going fast, I can get hype, or like it can create tension at this one part because they're moving so quickly, and then they relax or like they smooth it out here. And I think it just created this whole new experience for the song for me and a lot more interest.
Yep. So for me, it's one of my favorite songs from my favorite guy group, Lucifer by Shiny.
That's number 4
so-
on my list. Yo, okay,
Yep.
hit it.
So yeah, Lucifer, like you listen to it and you're like, this is a catchy song, but it's like lots of auto tune and like pretty like
One note.
pretty standard guy group song for 2012, 2011, whenever that
Yeah,
was.
somewhere around there.
2010.
2010 maybe.
10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2010. So yeah, it was way back then, and that's like what everyone was doing, was just like that hype, like auto-tune pop. Yeah, and it just like doesn't. But then the choreo for that song is like probably some of the best guy group choreo ever made. It's so intense and just so awesome looking. The arm movement thing that I can't even attempt to recreate. That's easily one of my favorite songs by SHINee, and it's all because of the choreo. It's also actually one of the songs that got me into SHINee because of that music video.
Same. Sherlock and Lucifer were like the jams, man.
Oh
yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I want to elaborate on what you were saying, because I feel like Lucifer is very much, like you said, one note and very auto-tune. So, like, sure, they layer up voices and pretty crunchy chord, but there is no extremely real big movement until I think is the chorus. So what really helps you feel even more motion and even more variety throughout the entire song is like these subdivision in the choreography, because they move much faster, twice the speed of the actual song, and so it creates like micro beats for you to be like, oh my god, they're moving so fast and this is happening, and like, oh my gosh, it's so much more complicated than the song actually is. So you can finish.
No, that's exactly everything I wanted to say about that. Andrew?
All right, so the rest of my list is actually, again, since I very much into choreography, the choreography I end up appreciating, or the K-pop songs I end up appreciating, aren't necessarily based on just how much I like the choreography, but who did the choreography. So that being like, or obviously that with me that means 1 million. Like everything 1 million is going to be on the rest of my list. So the first one of that would be Dr. Pepper, which was a collaboration between Diplo, CL, like OG Mako, like a bunch of like other like friggin' like so many rappers on it that I don't care because I don't listen past CL's verse.
There's a CL
I can't listen
song
to that
called
song.
Dr. Pepper.
I have the playlist in
that.
like the Skype chat if you want to see like the 1 million music videos. But yeah, like I hated this song so much, mostly because I really don't like. Well, one, I was kind of souring on CL trying to do like American style music, so I was kind of bored of it. And two, I just hated like all the rappers on it because it's so generic. But when I saw this choreography by Mina Myung of 1 million Studios, I was in love, not just with the choreography, but with Mina Myung. But it's so well done. Like, again, like this is why I'm very, like, if you've been listening to the show, you know I'm very strict when it comes to like choreography, and even when it comes to like girl groups, because I like this is like the high level that I sort of expect out of everything, because it's just like they do like real choreo, or like actual like choreographers that end up teaching K-pop idols, like they do a very good job of sort of like with every syllable they do some type of motion, and that's the sort of choreography I really like when it comes to, or it sort of ties into the lyrics of the song, which might be harder to discern in K-pop or whatever, but whenever it's English, like you can sort of, it's easier for me to like get like what they're doing. But yeah, I really appreciate how both sort of like how they space it out with like each syllable, and with how it ties into like the theme of the song, or like the theme that they're trying to go for it. And that's how I can sort of gauge a good choreography, is if like it enhances the song in that sort of way where it tells a story. And like I feel like a lot of this choreography that's from 1 million does that so well. And like that's why it's like pretty much all choreography is ruined for me at this point, just because like my expectations are so high now.
All right, so yeah, all of mine are going to be like just pretty predictable. My next one is G-Friend's Rough. Yep. I really, really, really love the choreography for this, and it makes it so much better. Like for a lot of the parts where it actually like involves a clock, they'll get into a clock formation and do like, you know,
great.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything about it, like even with the just the simple stuff where they're like stepping in and out and making other members like disappear by getting in line, like right in the beginning.
Yeah, I love that move.
And you know, the parts at the end with the using their arms to make clocks and stuff, like I really love that. And I when I listen to the song, I often ended up like visualizing the like them doing the choreography. Like this is one of the few songs that actually does that for me. So yeah, I had to put that on my list.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought about putting that on my list, and then I was like, You know what? I just like this song a lot, regardless. The choreo just helps a lot, so I was like,
I literally just made a list of songs that I thought.
Oh yeah,
it
that you like the
better.
choreo of. Well, yeah. I had a little bit of trouble doing this topic just because almost every time there's a new song, I just watch the music video first. So like, it's hard for me. Like, I rarely hear a song, just music or just like just the audio, before seeing choreo. But yeah, that was definitely one of them that I was like, I just like this song a lot. I don't want to put it on the list, even though just because the choreo is good.
Right. Should we go around one more time, or?
Oh yeah, I have two more.
Okay.
I have 3 more.
And Andrew had like 8 billion, but
I don't have to put
those you could just list off all the 1 million dance covers.
All you need to know is that like 1 million is just like god tier when it comes to choreography.
Right.
I mean, I feel like you have to mention their TT cover, or their TT.
It's not just a cover. Like Leah
it's
Kim,
not a cover. It's their
Leah Kim
choreo.
is basically like it's her choreo that she teaches to them. Yeah, and like the level that she does the TT choreo was just like insane. Like it's sort of like, again, it kind of puts like K-pop idols that are like having to sing and dance, like they might not be like all dancing machines like Momo to like to shame, because like it's so like there's an intensity that only like actual like real dancers like sort of get into it. So yeah, it's amazing. Anyway,
right. Yeah, so I was gonna talk about, so Romance actually didn't dance, but they featured 2 dancers in their song or music video called Star. I'm not sure, have any of you guys seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Andrew, I think you might like this because this is the level of storytelling through the dancing.
Yeah, we covered this. We covered this on releases.
Okay, if I see it,
I might just forgotten it.
Yeah,
it's basically,
I know,
yep.
It's basically
like
an interpretive dance type of thing, and not only was it like a romance comeback after like a long ass time, it like had an amazing, like again, that amazing like storytelling through like, the
dance.
body.
Yeah, interpretive dance music.
It's basically something that like Keone and Marie would do. Like I don't know if anyone knows who those, like they do a lot of choreography for BTS and all that sort of stuff. But like, and they were on World of Dance, which is like an American TV show. So like, yeah, they're incredible, and like they basically sort of set the standard for when it comes to like couple like choreography. But anyway, not to steal your song.
No, it's fine. Yeah, but since you kind of already covered the subject of telling a story through like 2 people dancing together, I was going to move on and actually talk about a different song, 17's Thanks. So fans have already told me that Thanks choreography incorporates the sign language for thanks in Korean, and so I think that's an amazing thing to have, to actually have language incorporated into your moving. But what really stood out to me about this choreography was switching off between members. And I almost began to think, because I'm an ex-synchronized swimmer, and we have these things called cadences where a person would do a certain move and then it would just continue on. And so I saw a lot of that happening in this song, and I thought it just, not only can you add color through how you hit and do certain movements, but you can also do that with patterns and specific people standing out in those patterns. So like there's this time in the Thanks where I think it's during the pre-chorus, komapda da 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 da, or is pre-chorus, and they had like a member leap up and then go down and then leap up and then go down. And I thought it was the most gorgeous thing, because not only can you play with space this way and up and down, but you can also, you just really can play with dimensions and add this whole new, I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's not on my list, but I want to add like that and Don't Want to Cry together, like, because they do a lot of the same things. Thanks is, we talked about it when we talked about it in releases. Like Thanks is literally just the sequel to Don't Want to Cry, and yeah, both of them do a lot of similar things in choreo, as well as the song being similar. But they're my 2 favorite 17 songs, so I'm okay with that. Next on my list is this is a fun one, because releases, when I first listened to it, I was like, I don't like this song, but then I liked it more. I've listened to it and now I love it. Is Elris's Pow Pow.
Yes, love his volcano.
the volcano moves and stuff. Yeah, the pow and just everything about the choreo and just like the fun MV really made that song stand out to me a lot more than I think it would have, having just listened to the song.
I was really, really glad that song turned out well because I'd been like following both Sohee and Karin from that group since K-pop Star. So like I was really hoping that group was good because they both deserve to be successful. So they're both really talented. On K-pop Star, so look up their clips, viewers.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to go with next.
What other 1 million songs?
Yeah, because
I looked at your list and there's like 40. I was like, more
than
15, but
like 3/4 of them are just like all. Oh, here. I kind of already mentioned Keone Madrid. Oh God, the sound just started playing. As I previously mentioned, Keone Madrid again. He was the one that he works a lot with BTS and 17 and a lot of like K-pop groups when it comes to choreography. It's really cool how like there's like a really big scene on the West Coast of like choreographers that sort of like they make a living on YouTube or like they're teaching classes and that sort of thing. It's really cool how K-pop sort of started to reach out to all of these, like even some of them are even non-Korean, like all of these American choreographers to like do like K-pop songs because like, all other specialties are like hip-hop and all this sort of like really like Western style music, so only natural that they do it. And I guess the song I want to highlight in particular would be the choreography to Fire by BTS, which was, again, it's not really a song that I didn't see the choreography to before I saw it, but when I found out that Keone Madrid did the choreography to this, you kidding me? Like he's very much the master of just again like very like ISOs and just like making everything fit with each word and like being very expressive with like the storytelling of the dance. So it's so like it's so incredible, and I feel like Fire, like it being such a hype song with like a hype ass like backing track and everything, it wouldn't have worked if the choreography didn't work. It would not have worked at all. So again, for them to go to somebody like Keone Madrid, who's basically an expert, he's basically made like a living off of these like really like hype hip hop songs. Like if you want to look up good choreography, look up his choreography to Manolo. You know, like the song that all I do is for the turn up or something like that. And basically like his choreography is insane. So yeah, just look into that if you want to look at good choreography from someone that worked on K-pop before.
Okay, so this one is definitely one that made the song much better for me. Is 101's Energetic. Like the choreography for that is amazing.
Yeah.
Like when they, I love it when they build stuff like out of like people in like the piano. Like
the piano
that blew me away as soon as I saw it. And I'm not even like a huge choreography person. I was like, that is amazing.
Yep.
Like, and even the song on top of that was already like super super catchy. But like, yeah, the choreography really makes that song, especially during performances.
We nominated Energetic for best choreography, right?
I think I did actually.
Yeah, we definitely did. So
what? I don't even remember what won. Did Dreamcatcher win?
I forget. Yeah, I know you guys freaking outranked me with our award ceremony, so it probably didn't win.
Okay, are we going around one more time?
Yeah, if you have one, I feel like
I'm good.
Let's see.
If you don't have anyone,
nope.
Don't. Okay.
We've all talked about all
we've
of my
discussed about
choices.
Okay, I have two quick ones. So one I'm stealing kind of from Andrew's list because it made me remember it, which is horrible for me. But really, I mean, it's not that the choreo made it good. It's just the choreo was so good for the song. Is IOI's Nomu Nomu Nomu. Just because of the
super catchy.
Yeah, it's so catchy. The choreo is just so good for that song. And watching JYP teach it to them was hilarious.
And again, Leah Kim is just
yeah,
like literally like the way she moves her body is ridiculous. Like I don't know, she's not human. She is not human. Like the way she's able to ISO, like it scares me. It's just like, what do you have? She's like, her bones are made of jelly or something. It's so creepy, but so amazing at the same time.
And my last one is my second favorite member, the favorite song of my second favorite member of my favorite guy group, which is Taemin's Move. Taemin's Move is just like insane, and I love that, everything about that.
You can mention Gashina too, since that kind of goes with it.
Yeah, as well. Sunmi's Gashina was also
Again,
very.
that was
very good.
another song that just became iconic with its dance.
Energetic one. Okay, we split choreo. I'm looking. We split choreo into
choreo.
male and female, and energetic one male choreo, and Chase Me by Dreamcatcher one female choreo. So
Okay, that's
we
good.
were both
Good.
right. And then Sunmi's Gashina one solo duo co-ed choreo. So
Nice.
We basically made a category so that we could give. Oh wait, no, that was in
card
card.
and- Well, no, we made best solo co-ed, solo
Best
duo
solo duo
co-ed
co-ed
groups.
group, just so,
So
we
that
can give
we
card
could
an
give
award.
card more awards because they won like 3 awards because we love card.
All right, I'm good. Jacob, do you have anything else or?
I got one more. This one is it's another one where they build like things out of people. Is 2PM's Go Crazy. Like in the beginning, they all like roll over and then make a giant motorcycle. Like that is also one of my like most memorable like K-pop choreographies. Also because that song is hype.
And ADTOY because of the chair stuff.
Oh yeah. You stand on chairs, being sexy and stuff.
Yeah.
You mean Roland by Brave Girl?
That's another one, except they fell
Oh
off
no!
one time.
Oh no!
Just one of them fell off once.
Oh,
Like
no.
it was really
But it
bad.
looked really bad. Yeah, it made a really bad sound.
Like
Well,
like
we-
But she
as
got
soon as
up
we
and she
saw-
was
As soon
fine.
as we saw the choreography, we're like, someone's
Someone's
gonna
fall
fall
off
off
those
one of these
chairs.
times.
Yeah. Well, because
And then they did.
they're wearing like stilettos.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? They have to get onto a chair and dance on a really small chair in heels. Like, one of them is
Yeah.
gonna fall off at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, and just one quick
Dangerous.
one since the video actually started playing Cactus by Ace. Just because it's literally
Ooh.
they
Pants.
made a rave song into choreography. So yeah, and in the shorts. So yeah, iconic.
Stupid hot
Very
pants.
true. All right, we're gonna move on to Tumblr.
Topic 3:
Like 3.
unpopular K-pop
Let's
opinions.
let's
Andrew,
yell
go.
at some Tumblr users because
Dude,
that's how this goes.
I stopped going on Tumblr because of those people. They always used to make me so angry with their unpopular opinions.
I linked the slideshow that so you can follow along with me.
Be like,
All right.
dude,
Okay.
stop talking trash about my groups.
All right, so I have been using Tumblr since
my God.
2009, 10. So I have seen the entire gamut of horrible, god awful opinions from like little kids. So today we are
From
going.
little kids.
I hope
It's
so,
true.
kids.
Okay, so we are going to go over, or there's a specific blog named Unpopular K-pop Opinions on Tumblr. So I picked out some of the best, some of the worst, some of the most memorable, some of the most funny ones, and we're gonna go, give our opinions on them in a way. It's like 22 or 23 slides. Okay, starting off first, a brief word on plagiarism scandals. Some of them are a little sketchy, most of them are not even close, and all of them are overblown. By nature, K-pop is a derivative genre that cuts and pastes influences from all sorts of genres. That leads to a lot of purposeful sound-alikes, but very, very, very few legitimate plagiarism offenses. You can copyright a melody, but you cannot copyright a texture, mood, or vibe. I kind of feel that though. I feel like some people are too on too quick on the
Yeah.
trigger. It's like, oh my god, they
Yeah.
plagiarized from, I don't know, like some famous Western artist
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's just like there's only so many there's only so many notes that exist like on, I don't know, like a piano, or like there are only so many notes that exist, or so many like progressions and chords that you can do. Eventually you're gonna kind of run into like similarities, and I mean sometimes it's just like, even like history, if you look at like human history, like some people like invented the wheel in like 2 different parts of the world, like and like they had like no contact with each other. So like there's sometimes like some things are so
It's
like
just gonna happen.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
public conscience or whatever. It's just like it's not necessarily like malicious in a way.
Yeah, I think most are overblown. I think every once in a while there's one where it was intentional, but it's so hard to figure out if it was or not. But yeah, I think for the most part it's just people either hate a group and they're like, oh, this song sounds exactly like this other song, so I'm just going to complain about it
Yeah,
because
they're
I hate
just-
this group.
Yeah, they're just trying to find any reason to anti them, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. People are always wanting to see their group in a new light by saying, okay, this other thing, it sounds exactly like this other thing. And it's so easy to just jump on the train of oh my gosh, you are so unoriginal. My group is better because we're constantly original. However, like I have taken one of the audio music engineering classes I've taken, we focused a lot on copyright. And even in my music history class, the music history class that I'm taking right now is what's it called? Oh no, can I not even remember my own class? The basic borrowing. Oh, that's what it's called. Borrowing in the early and Renaissance and all that early stuff.
Yeah.
So music started specifically with copywriting other things. And if you copyrighted someone, that means you were cool. That means your music was better. But then eventually, of course, plagiarism was invented. And so it's just so interesting learning how like the way you wrote music thousands of years ago was to take someone else's work and make it your own and use it and develop it into something else. So it's interesting how right now when you look at it, it's something like you look down upon the songwriter. Also, like I've learned a lot about how you can't copyright chord progressions. You can't copyright melodies unless it like has the same exact chord progression under it. And then if like, for example, with Pressure, Ice Ice Baby ended up copying that. Yeah. And it was because it was the same exact octave, the same exact sound, and the same exact notes and rhythm. It has to be a whole bunch of same in order for it to be copyrightable. So, like, I can kind of see this person's opinion, but I also kind of disagree, so I'm like...
Yeah, you're in between. Yeah, sometimes you agree. Like, there's definitely... You agree with it, but there's definitely times where it is malicious, and you can't you can't say all of them are bad or all of them are okay.
And I mean, a lot of, again, going back to like how like sort of music started out by like everyone copywriting each other, and I mean that's sort of that, or in a way that was sort of like, even in, if you consider like modern times, in a way where if you look at the history of jazz, like there's such thing as a jazz standard where basically somebody makes a song and then like a bunch of different people sort of like either like copy it or like sing it as well. So like literally it's not really
upon it.
Yeah, like it's not really like out of the realm, or like it's not really there's a precedence for like songs maybe like sounding similar or being inspired by sort of things like that. So Jacob.
So for me, I do mostly agree. Like I think people are way too like sensitive on the topic of, I guess, copyright. Like I don't know. I think it might be because I come from a computer science background, and I'm also part of like an open source institute and stuff like that. So like everybody's encouraged to share the code that they've written with other people so that they can take it and make it better and stuff like that. And I sort of bring that philosophy to music and and games and everything. So I don't know. I think if you can take something and give your own take on it, I don't think it's it's plagiarism.
A bad thing.
I mean, that's how music progresses naturally. So
exactly.
Boom.
All right.
Okay. Moving on to the next one, which is a lot less serious.
A lot of people say how horrible mullets are, but honestly, yes, some mullets look really bad. But I actually like the GOT7's J-Bum and mullet and Dean's mullet. They didn't look that bad.
Wrong.
Okay.
I know.
Bad.
Can't do it.
I know. Nate, go for it.
Yeah, all mullets look bad. They look terrible. Don't wear a mullet. This isn't the 80s.
Yeah, personally, on any person, any gender, any ethnicity, I personally just don't like the mullet. Like, go you. I'm not gonna hate on you or anything, but I just personally, nah.
You don't know how tempted I am, like to like,
don't
because
do it.
I am no
don't do it.
I am no stranger to strange haircuts because I have a man bun, but like you don't know how tempted I am. It's just like, would I look good with a mullet, like an Asian style mullet? I'm just like, I don't know, maybe. I don't think I could pull it off, because like, I mean, with Dean, I think he pulls it off because he has like a hat on a lot of the time.
Yeah,
so all you see is like the long
he looks
part of the
fine
hair.
in that picture because it just looks like he has long hair because he has a hat on.
Yeah, but I don't. Nah, I mean, if I undo my hair, sometimes it looks like a mullet. So like, if it's not like tied or whatever. But yeah, no, it looks good. It does look good on some people, but yeah, it looks trashy, like just in general. But I think there's an appeal to the trashiness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, no opinions on mullets?
It's a no for me.
All you need
just
to
No,
say.
you're not gonna grow out your hair. You're not gonna grow out a mullet.
No. Like, dude, sometimes when my hair gets too long, people think I have a mullet because I always wear a hat. And I'm like, no, I do not. I just wear this because my hair sucks. And I can't comb it very well.
Nah, I
'Cause
feel
it's
you.
curly.
All right. Next on the list. Big 3 privilege is not real. When you audition for SM Entertainment, JYP Entertainment, or YG Entertainment, you're against the best in the country. They have lines of people wanting to audition and get into the company. If someone gets into the Big 3, they must be really talented because in those companies, you're always just a number, easily replaceable. The training is also really hard in those companies. They starve you in SM, they overwork you in JYP, look at twice, and you don't know if you'll ever debut in JYP.
Or YG.
YG.
Or YG, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even if you do debut, you'll never put out music anyway.
Yeah, you'll never exactly.
You're stuck in the dungeon.
5 songs in 2 years, Blackpink.
Yeah.
Why you're wasting potential so much? Yeah, for this, I 100% agree with this. It's not like they didn't work to get into those companies. They put in the effort to, like it says, you're up against the best in the country, and you're up against the best in the world. They do auditions in North America and Australia and Europe too. So yeah, China, yeah, everywhere. So yeah, you have to put in the work to get into those companies, and so I definitely wouldn't say they're privileged. You're privileged to be in there.
Yeah, if anything, once you debut, because the companies have a lot more money than others, the only privilege you get is you get a lot more branding. But I think all idols, no matter what company, work hard equally.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone deserves, the same amount of treatment and everything. It's just some do get that step by having a really rich company. But yeah, definitely privilege isn't real.
Jacob?
For me, I agree with that as well. Is even so, like going against the best in the country just to get into the company, and then on top of that, SM, JYP, and YG all have like hundreds of trainees, hundreds or dozens or whatever the number is. There's a crap load of them, and like 90% of them never debut.
Yep.
Or they leave the company to debut somewhere else. Yeah. Like it's still, even when you're in the company, it's still strict. Or not strict, but fierce competition just to, get the chance to debut, group. To get into the group. Yeah, exactly. Because I think I know the most about SNSD. Like back before they did debut, there was I think there was 13 girls in SNSD originally, and then they cut 4 of them right before debut. It was crazy. So
wow.
Even Twice was 6 mix.
Well, yeah.
And then they're and then somebody left, and then somebody got kicked out, and then they're like, all right, we're having 16 now, and we're gonna pick 9 members from that. And it came out.
We're gonna pick 7 members, and then JYP's like, we're gonna keep 2 because Momo should have never got eliminated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently it was revealed that it actually was not it was confirmed that it was not rigged by somebody who was going to be in it but left the company and then got replaced by Jui, I think. So she got really lucky.
It was the girl who did the rap for Full Moon, Sunmi's Full Moon. She was gonna be on 16, but she got kicked out of the company or something because some shit went down.
Wow. So drama happens everywhere.
Yep. Basically, you can be at the biggest company and the smallest company. Happens everywhere. All right, next slide.
So one thing before this, though, I don't really agree with this being an unpopular opinion. I think some of these aren't. This is an opinion of
confession, basically
fans that are just people that follow a group and don't really understand anything about the industry, and they probably follow a group from a smaller company, and they're like, "Oh, Red Velvet gets so much they're so privileged, blah blah blah." I feel like that most people that actually follow the K-pop industry would agree with this.
All right. Next slide. I'm multi-fandom. When I talk with a younger group's fandom, like Astro, they're all younger than the group and I. But when it's a second-generation group's fandom, like Infinite, they're all older than I am. I know that's normal, but I feel weird when I'm switching between those two. The first is where they're all in school, and the second is where they're all in work and they're indeed more mature. I don't know where I can place myself in all of this.
Did you put this on there because of me?
Well, I mean, I feel that way. In
trying to make me feel old.
Hey,
it's also
I feel
kind of
old
like me
too.
though as well.
Yo, what are you talking about? Like, literally, like, there's more people that are college age, Jacob, that are at, or like your age than people that are like my age or Nate's age. Like, I feel really old.
Like, listen, those people are all like listening to the newer generation groups, though. Like, I've been listening since like 2011. I was like freaking 12 when everyone else was like 17 listening to K-pop. I was like a little kid, basically. So, yeah, like, I was younger than everybody I talked to online about K-pop. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is basically me. So, I started and I listened to SNSD and all these groups where they're, like, a couple years older than me, which is not the same for Jacob. But, yeah, because, like, Soyeon's a little bit younger, a couple months younger than me, but everyone else in SNSD is a year or two older than me. And... So yeah, I was listening to groups that were like my age or slightly older, and now I'm still in it, like 8 years later.
And now
I'm listening to there's idols that are born in 2002 when I was in middle school, like
there's
debuting.
People half our age basically
like,
that are like
exactly
debuting.
Like it's
wrong.
It's scary. It makes me feel weird sometimes.
Yeah, but no,
it's like Cooper in the Lucy situation.
Our friend was just like, our friend ended up standing.
He said his bias in Wiki Miki was Lucy, and then I was like, dude, she's 14. He's like, oh, I didn't know. You can't. He's like, I'll take that back.
Yeah.
As a college age student, do you feel that, Umu, or?
I don't know, because I don't worry about like the actual fandom's age, but I do feel slightly uncomfortable when I am really enjoying a younger group like NCT Dream, or even 17. They're quite young. Like, I was really surprised when I discovered 17 ages. I'm like, I am older than like almost all of them. It's weird because I think it should be normal. It's this feeling of like, wow, they're already, living life, and here I am in college. So it's like this weird feeling of like being like, oh my gosh.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, exactly. And then also like, am I allowed to fantasize about these people who are way younger than me? Is this legal? This makes me extremely uncomfortable. Because, the whole K-pop scene is to entertain you audibly and with dancing and then with visuals. So it makes me uncomfortable in that way. But I can also see why, like, different groups have different age in the fandoms.
Brackets,
and I can definitely see where this unpopular opinion is coming from. So I guess I agree with it.
Yeah, no, I definitely...
There's only one member who's younger than me in 17. He was born in 1999. Well, I was born in 98, so...
God, that's so weird. Like, I was in, like, elementary school in 99. Anyway, so yeah, but with this, like, I definitely feel it, and I definitely feel it the most being at concerts a lot. Like, it's basically become, like, a joke where me and my other friend that I met at a concert, Aubrey... are like, we're basically like the parents, and we take care of all of like the K-pop children and make sure they don't get into trouble and they don't run across the street chasing after the groups. I'm specifically talking about you, Paige. I know you're probably not going to listen to this, but I'm calling you out. She's insane. Anyway, so we're like the parents of like the K-pop fandom whenever we go to concerts. So I feel that. But
I was gonna say, going to concerts is when I feel this the most, because I'm gonna be going to Red Velvet, and I'm gonna be probably like 10 years older than most people at this concert.
Yeah, and everyone's just like, oh my god, I have to do homework, and like I'm just like, oh, dude, I have to like go back to work on Monday.
Work and exactly.
Yeah, I have deadlines.
Right.
Anyway, next slide is, I love female rappers. I really do. That being said, not all girl groups need them. A lot of groups would be better off without rappers, not because of the rapper, but because the music they put out feels off with rap. So, Nate, I know you love female rappers, so...
That's not necessarily... Like, I actually agree with this. I feel like it's just become a thing nowadays where you have to have all these roles filled, and every song has to have a rap break, or just have a rap verse, and like it... I feel like for some groups it's not needed. I 100% agree with this. I like
even boy groups
especially
too.
Even boy groups, like definitely for girl groups, but there are some guy groups that don't really need it. Like NCT, I would say NCT Dream doesn't need... Mark doesn't have to rap for an NCT Dream song. It kind of feels weird.
I mean, Mark is a rapper, though.
Mark is a rapper, and he's good. But I'm saying like that type of song doesn't need a rap verse.
Yeah, it seems like
the type of stuff they put out.
Yeah, the more cutesier genres. Actually, today I was just filming reactions to Lovely's Twinkle, and this song is very symphonic pop or funk pop, and it's very melodic, and there's a lot of interesting things going on. But the rap is da 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 da, and it's just
cutesy.
Yeah, it's like their vibe, cutesy vibe, already comes from the aesthetic and the song, and rap break in that style kind of takes away from the actual melody and what's already being created. So I can see how like I don't know, just personally I feel like cutesy songs are much better being melodic and maybe once in a while some talk singing, but not like a whole verse just dedicated to talk singing. That's my opinion.
Jacob?
For me, I do agree with this because I think like there's a lot of groups like especially like more like cutesy groups. I don't think they really need a rapper for that style of song, but you know, sometimes it actually works really well. Like for example, like in like Red Velvet for like Red Summer, I love Irene's rap in that. Like I think that actually like fits really well. But again, other times I'm like, it kind of is out of place and random.
Yeah,
but I'll go with it anyways.
Yeah, Mamamoo's Memory did not need a rap. Did not need a rap. I love Moonbyul, but did not.
We need less Moonbyul raps.
Sing.
Yeah, we need more Moonbyul singing. Like that's something that we need more of.
Which has happened lately. So
Which has happened.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
but
we
like
talked
I
about
also
that in
feel
review.
like specific rappers are good with specific types of rapping. And so some rappers, like I believe Dami can nail the ballad rapping. I personally think she's fantastic with ballad rapping. Like her voice is calming. It isn't overly cheesy. She can still make rhythm and motion with this really laid back song. But some other rappers, I feel like their voices are maybe too husky, too gruff, too meant for that like boom boom boom, you know, type of rap to fit into like boom 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 into like a da da.
It's just like
cutesy.
It depends. It also it depends.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It depends on the rapper themselves. Like Yoo-jung should be able to rap in every song that Wiki Wiki puts out because she's an incredible rapper. But and like they're just certain, like you said, Lovely's is a perfect example. Like they don't need rap. Like their songs, it feels weird because they're doing the cutesy singing rap anyway. Why not just sing it? But regardless of that, I still need a Ravi Kangmina mixtape, please. Give me Goo Goo Don Vixx.
Oh my god.
Hype ass mixtape. Because it'd be hilarious.
Mina rap.
Mina's the best.
Making it rain once again.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next slide. I was really hurt when I found out Monsta X couldn't own a mobile phone until they won first place on a music show. If they have the money to buy one, they should be able to. It is a different story when they themselves agree not to have a mobile phone for their first year as rookies like GOT7, but the company prohibiting something as useful as a phone doesn't sit right with me. They can use it in emergency situations or for better contact with fans. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that sounds thirsty as hell.
The delusions right there at the end.
I think they meant like social media wise.
It's like, yo, why can't Monsta X text me right now? Why can't they slide into my DMs?
Yeah, for this one, I don't know. I feel like it's just part of the job. I feel like part of it is they don't want them to be distracted by their phones because that's what us millennials do. We're always looking at our phones. They're huge distractions, and these groups need to practice. They need to focus on what they're doing. And then on top of that, the chance of fans finding out the phone number and having to go through that and getting it all changed. There's so many bad things that can happen. As someone who as like
didn't Heechul talk about something like this?
Yeah, Heechul has to change his phone number like every month or whatever.
Stolen all the time.
Like it's ridiculous because there's just people figure them out.
No, there were Sasang fans are crazy. Like they'd be like texting him saying like they can see him through the window and stuff.
It's really,
that's
like,
so deep.
So like it's like the amount of as the person writing this is like us. They have a phone they use every day. They need it. They can't live without it anymore. But it's a completely different situation, so I can understand why the companies don't want them to have phones.
Honestly,
So-
I went to a summer camp a few years ago, and it was up in the mountains, so no internet whatsoever.
No signal,
and
yeah.
I freaking lived up there. I
Yeah, exactly.
felt so free. I got so much done. I wasn't having any detachment issues with my phone. I wasn't like, I need to go on social media. I was able to practice, enjoy the nature, find so many other activities to do. It was fantastic. And so I think even like here at Eastman, our professors sometimes ask us to not do certain things in order to, get us to concentrate on other things. Like a random example is like always use transposed music and never or not transposed music, like in the original key, and otherwise then you'll never learn. So
Yeah.
it kind of relates to this where like, no phone, you're not going to die without it. And they're able to focus a lot on, getting to a certain point. But then again, it is kind of sad how long it took them to get to their first place because they are a very talented and amazing group. So
I'd rather they not have their phones than not have like food or something or something even.
oh my
worse
god,
than
yeah,
that. Yeah, because there's some like worse stuff that they do when idols don't perform. But
Oh, gosh.
Jacob, thoughts?
yeah.
Personally, I think I'm kind of half and half. Like I see why the company does it, but I think it becomes an infringement on their freedoms, in my opinion, to like keep somebody from buying something or possessing something or something like that. I guess this is more of my like philosophical side, I guess.
Yeah, that is creepy though.
I'm a libertarian at heart. I don't think anybody should be able to like tell somebody they can't do something unless they're like harming someone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I get it's at the end they're trying to keep their best interests in mind, but still.
Yeah, I think it's a little too far, but
Yeah.
I definitely see why they do it.
All right.
Okay.
Next slide is
Ah.
here's the salt. Here's the salt coming up. And if anyone agrees with this, I'm throwing them out of the chat right now. It was cheap of Wanna to copy 17's theme of matching rings. Just slap the golden age on it and call it their own.
Let's just move on. People are
This is
dumb.
stupid.
People
Yeah.
are so dumb.
It
Oh my god,
happens.
101 copied 17.
They're like, are they gonna sue anyone that gets
Yeah,
married?
you're
It's
not
like,
allowed
oh
to
my
wear
god,
rings.
everyone that got married in the entire history of the world copied 17 for wearing rings. Enough said.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we could just move on from this one. It's
Next slide
fine.
is-
Like, there's only so many concepts out there. There's so many ideas.
Yeah.
It will overlap. Oh, okay. I'm interested to see about this Luna one.
This is not me. I don't agree with it. I feel like Luna is dragging out their debut too much. Maybe it would have been better to leave the subunits, even though I love Luna Odd Eye Circle, after OT12 debuted, so that we only had to wait a year, not two, to be able to see the whole group debut as a whole.
Okay, so I definitely agree with this one because
Yep.
I think Luna had a really, really slow start until they started with the Odd Eye Circle members. Like, cause I remember like when they'd come out with releases, I was completely like uninterested because everything felt very generic, except for Sonatine or Sonatine, whatever. Was really
Sonatine.
good, but yeah. Other than that, like, I was really worried because I had heard how much money that company was spending on them. So I was like, come
It's
on.
okay, they sell weapons
Can't
of
be in
mass
vain.
destruction.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Do you know about this, Uma? The company that
ahead.
owns BlackBerry
Yeah.
is a weapons manufacturing company.
No, I
They have
just
a co-
thought they had like no money, and where were they getting this money?
They have tons of money
They're
because the
government
company that
contractor.
owns them are a government contractor, weapons contractors
For the Korean
for
government.
the Korean government.
Oh my, I don't know how I feel about that.
That's where all
that
their
blood
money
money.
came from. They're, yeah.
Korea hasn't
Luna's,
gotten to any wars.
Luna's been bought on the backs of weapons.
All right, Umu, I know you're very interested in Luna, so
Yeah, Luna are my girls. So I don't know. I think if I was thinking, because I love the fact of introducing every single member as a solo artist, and I could see where this person is coming from, saying they don't really need to introduce subunits, but for some people where the solo songs aren't grabbing their attention, the subunits are Definitely a way to be like, you know what, these single women can really interact and create something cool together. And so it definitely is creating this amazing world. But if I was being selfish, because I'm really my attention was grabbed intensely by the solo songs. Like, I've never heard any music out there like this musically, like specifically like the chords and maybe like the textures have been used before, but like the actual notes and stuff, it's just mind-blowing. Like, oh my god, this is no other K-pop sounds like this.
Yeah.
So personally, I'd be ready for them to debut under a year, but I can see why they're choosing to also debut the subunits.
At least for me, I say don't change like the concept. Maybe they could have like sped it up a bit, as not like waiting for every month where it takes like so long. And I think maybe the length of time is what makes it feels so like, I guess, tedious. But I feel like the concept is like so perfect. Like maybe to make a wrestling analogy, because I love pro wrestling, basically they're literally like, this is like the perfect example of they're trying to like build a storyline, and then once they hit, like, they're showing like all these different members and like they're showing the subunits and everything, and then once they have all of them out, like the payoff is so worth it. At least I think. At least I hope it's gonna be worth it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and I feel like the payoff of OT12 is going to, like, it's a direct result of taking the time to build out not like this whole like Lunaverse and like all these like showcasing every member and all that sort of stuff. Like, basically you wouldn't appreciate it if they didn't do this, really. Like, this is like these like body punches basically, and we're like, Luna's just gonna, or OT12 is just gonna knock us out, like, literally.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing to see them all together. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen the teaser already, where like all 12 of them, and like, if you are a Luna fan, you would have screamed at that part, because I lost my shit. I was like, oh my god, all these girls who have spent so much energy just loving and listening to the music are finally together. So my love is gonna like quadruple.
Yeah, it's literally the Avengers of K-pop. Like, not like, it's literally the Avengers of K-pop. You don't care about each individual of the Avengers unless you see their movies first, and then you finally appreciate when they come together. So I wouldn't have changed the concept at all,
unless the song's bad.
Yeah.
But hopefully it won't be.
Which rarely happened.
Yeah.
Next. EXO's Coco Bop was fairly decent until the drop. The chorus was pretty good, actually, but the drop sounds like you put a fork into a garbage disposal.
Oh yeah, I heard that a bunch of people disliked the drop. I don't know. I'm currently surrounded by people who love the drop, so I would love to hear what you hate about it.
I don't know. I thought it was just weird, I think looking back into my thoughts on the original album, it just sounded like EXO doing an NCT song, so it didn't really sound really original to me. Or it felt kind of like off for their motif.
Yeah, it did feel definitely off from their motif. It's a style of song that EXO had never really done before. So I was thrown with the stylistic change, but overall, I personally think it's a good song because I am so up for extreme weirdness in music, extreme like textures not matching. I love that. I love unexpectedness, and I thought that the combination of this reggae feel and like the intense drop was the perfect thing to create new music that hasn't really been done before. But like, I can see it feel like it isn't new since other groups have done similar things.
All I can think of is Charlotte's reaction that you put on paper.
That's exactly how I feel.
I mean, it's definitely grown on me over time, especially seeing it live. So, or no, I didn't see it live. Coco Bop came out after. God, when did Coco Bop came out after I saw EXO, so never mind, I didn't see it live. Oh, well, they're probably gonna come here again. They could. I've seen EXO like every year for like the past 2 years, so it'll happen. Jacob, did you hate it?
Yeah. So for me, I did not like it at first, but it was only because I was because when the song first started, I really, really dug the vibe I was getting, sort of like almost like sexy R&B with like reggae and stuff like that, and I was really enjoying that, and then all of a sudden it just dropped out of nowhere. I was like, no, because I thought I was gonna go into like a really catchy chorus, like. So that being said, I didn't like it at first, but I do agree that it has grown on me a lot, and it is a good song that I like. A similar thing happened with like EXO's Wolf. Like I hated that song when I first heard it.
I still hate
absolutely
it, to be
hated that
completely
song.
honest.
That's actually, it's a controversial song still.
Ow.
But yeah, I actually really like it still. So yeah. Also, apparently in the demo for that song, they originally said wolf. They didn't go wolf.
Like,
It
is that
actually
just
They
like
do know how to say
wolf?
wolf.
so that,
Yeah,
is that
in the
just like
demo.
is that how you pronounce it? Like is Ulf like just like a Korean pronunciation thing, or is
No,
that just like a thing?
I think they're just making it sound cool, like
Okay,
Russian or
so they're
something. I
they're
don't
just
know.
trying to be fancy. All right. I never knew, but next slide is the same goddamn. Speaking of NCT. The same goddamn thing is happening with Lucas that happened with 10 last year. People are begging to see more of him in every single unit because apparently the concept of NCT being a rotational group hasn't been drilled into their thick heads yet. Jesus Christ.
That was-
Don't get me
this
wrong.
person's
NCT is
angry.
confusing.
This person's very
person's
angry.
angry.
Don't get me wrong, I was bowled over by Lucas, and I think he's an amazing addition. But for goodness sake, can you all sit down and appreciate the rest of the members too? There's so much talk of, quote, don't be a solo stan, but then people only care about Lucas or 10.
Or
Okay,
Taeyong.
this
I was gonna say
basically.
Taeyong. Everyone cares
Taeyong,
about
yeah,
Taeyong.
Taeyong is like the most famous one in that entire group, and then maybe like Johnny because he's tall,
Mark.
and Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, or I don't know about you guys, but the reason why this like annoyed me is that I feel like the concept of NCT being a rotational group is
Is
literally,
stupid.
or no, it's literally it creates these problems where people only care about certain people,
Yeah.
and they're just like, oh, it's NCTU, where's 10? And I mean, like, I don't necessarily think it's people neglecting the rest of the group. It's just like you're frustrated with why are you calling it like this subunit or this group, and then it doesn't
Yeah.
have like the member like you sort of like the most or out
Yeah,
of the
if you
entire
like a
group.
member that's only in NCT 127, you're just gonna completely ignore Dream and you unless they're in that song for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it does kind of just create that.
Yeah,
bad vibe.
I think it is going to take quite a while for people to get used to this new group concept because even I am kind of confused and still I feel like I'm kind of like on a raft in the ocean just trying to get like how this group is working, and I don't necessarily feel like the groups have a solid style yet because NCT 127 released Touch and that was totally different, and then NCTU
They
released like
switched them up on
And
this
then
album.
NCT Dream did drop like
'Cause
the
Dream
hardest
did-
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
they
Dream
all
did,
just switched up. So why are you switching up the
Go.
genres if
Yep.
you're also switching up the members? It just doesn't make sense.
What it is NCT 127 is 9 set people.
Okay.
That's just a group.
Yes.
They just do hip hop
Right.
stuff. NCT Dream is everyone in
Young.
NCT that's under
18?
18.
Yeah, but Mark's 18.
So
Why
there's-
is he still there?
So there's
Well,
nobody. Wait, what if they're all
Or
over 18?
it's under. I think it's under 20 Korean
Okay.
age. So
Okay.
he'll this year after this year he's done.
Okay.
So they have a graduation system there.
And then U is known for different genres.
is just anyone that they want for that song. NCTU could be completely different members for every different song. It's just like a project unit
Right.
where they're like, if they just want to throw a couple people in a song, they call it an NCTU song.
It's
This is
basically
why when NCT first came out, there was this joke on our podcast, like nobody knows
Nobody
what NCT
understands
is.
what it is.
Yeah.
Now I understand because they explained it for 10 minutes on Weekly Idol.
Right.
But they should have told us this from the beginning.
Right.
It's way too confusing.
It's just like this stability that I usually look for with
Yep.
a group with a specific sound and like a specific members. So you can choose so many different groups to like because you know, okay, this one has this sound and these members, and you know, so it's weird to have a group like NCT, but I definitely do
Yeah.
enjoy how it is changing. I don't know, the K-pop formula up.
NCT is literally the antithesis of stability. It literally changes like every song. So
Yep.
we'll see.
It's
Hopefully somebody
fantastic.
figures it out. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. They're amazing. Next slide. Rip audio. Rip headphone users.
Rip headphone users. I'm so sorry.
It happens. Anyway, next slide is. I do feel for Jihyo sometimes because she has a strong voice, which is showcased quite well in like Ooh Ah, but in more recent releases, she has to tone it down to fit the cute, addictive concept. I guess it does showcase more of her skills in the sense that she is suited for all types of songs.
I'm going out of over here, but I actually kind of agree with this, where I want to see her in like sort of a subunit with a couple other members, maybe like Junghyun and Nayeon or something, and do something to Twice as TTS was for SNSD, in that they can go off into more different like sounds and
more
sort
vocal
of
heavy stuff.
yeah, exactly, and just go off in different spots, because like a lot of people don't realize like Nayeon's a pretty good singer, Junghyun's a pretty good singer, and everybody knows Jihyo is, because she obviously she's able to show that usually, but
there was like a trope
exactly.
or there's like a trope that like friggin' Twice doesn't have good vocalists, or like their Twice is just like they're shoddily
They're
assembled.
just as good
It's
live
BS.
as any other K-pop group.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just because the types of songs they're putting out aren't vocally
Intensive.
like intense. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
audibly obviously crazy.
Yeah. Or obviously intense. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I agree. Or like, yeah, I agree with this for the most part. I think if you listen to their album tracks, there's a lot more of it though.
Yeah.
Which is
like
something we
Ho on
So
the
like
last
Ho,
one.
I loved
Amazing.
Ho
Yeah, exactly.
so much because it showcased Jihyo's vocals just like they were talking about here.
Yep. Yeah, which is the problem we have as a podcast collectively is people only listen to the singles and don't listen to the album
Listen
tracks.
to the B-side songs.
They're
There's so many amazing things happening.
Yep.
Any more
Here we
thoughts?
go.
Especially with like Red Velvet.
Oh yeah, or like like all of SM's artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so did you have anything else to say, Umu, or just were you
No, I'm good. I also agree. I think it would be cool if she went off in a subunit and they explored different genres also. But also, like, it does show her flexibility of being able to fit, like, change her voice to fit different styles of music and different concepts. Yeah.
All right, next.
No,
As
that's
much
just
as-
plain wrong, Andrew.
Okay. Calm down.
Well,
Calm
I have
down.
problems with this on so many levels.
As much as I like Card, to be honest, I don't think any of them are cut out to be idols. Besides Soman, maybe. I think that they do a lot better in the music industry if they weren't idols.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cut in right now. Like, what does that even mean?
I don't
What does
know.
that
Yeah,
even mean?
what makes an
'Cause,
idol
like,
Are
different
idols
from a
not
musician?
What
real
exactly? What difference does it make if you're saying they're in the music industry and not idols, whereas they're in the music industry and idols? Like,
Maybe like
literally,
not in a group,
what does that mean?
Or like maybe just like solos? I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't disagree. I disagree. I think they're all cut out to be idols. They're great variety show people, and all four of them on their reality shows have been hilarious, and I think they perform really well. Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
have a
don't know,
great
like-
energy on stage, like I've seen through live videos. It's just, I don't see this person's point of view.
I think,
I don't understand.
honestly, the only reason I could think this is they would say this because they don't think they're visually attractive enough. So that's what, but I don't agree
Excusez-moi?
with that. But
Excusez-moi? Are you
that's not
kidding
what
me?
I'm saying, but that's literally the only thing I could think they're trying to say with this is to them an idol has to be a certain level of attractiveness that they don't think card members
Maybe.
approach, which is why they said Soman, because most people consider Soman to be the most attractive member of the group, why they're oh, maybe Soman could be, but the other ones aren't attractive
And maybe because Soman was
what does that
previously an
even
idol.
mean?
That's probably
and
why,
so,
'cause
well,
she was in
Soman
Purity
tried out
and
for Kara,
April.
yeah, and she was in Purity and April, yeah.
So
But yeah, I don't know what this person talked about, and shut up about card.
like,
My main problem with this is for example, there are people who are in the quote unquote music industry, they're considered they have cred, I guess, that are also idols. So RM from BTS, Zico from Block B. I don't know. Some people might even consider Dean to be an idol, even though he's more
he's not an idol.
No, some people actually do say he is, and I disagree that, but yeah, but anyways, Card, I think they have the potential with to be, I guess, in that sort of space where they're sort of respected outside of K-pop fans and more into just general Korean music fans, I guess. So I don't know. I don't think this is really a applicable argument.
Umu, did you have anything?
Yeah, no, I disagree with this. It's just I don't see what keeps them from not being idols. I think they're attractive. I think that they dance
I think all
well.
four of them are
Their
attractive.
dancing is unique, but it's done well. They can all sing live. Why would they not be idols? And also, yeah, they have fantastic personalities and they're able to communicate, with different languages. I mean, I just don't feel like their argument is backed up. by anything.
I think basically, like literally, like the point of this is that I feel like KARD are redefining what it means to be an idol, and like it's just such a like unique concept to this person that I guess they just didn't really grasp it. At least that's my thoughts. So
they haven't heard the shrieks of JSF fangirls.
Oh yeah,
Live,
God, JSF
yeah.
fangirls.
oh lord,
Blew
even
out
in
our
New York,
eardrums.
even in New York, it was bad. So, you know. Next slide. Okay, this is like the fun one, so they should go really quick.
Yeah, this is.
These are some of these are really funny. I honestly hate albums with multiple versions, especially if there are more than 2. I still buy all the versions because I'm trash. This is Nate. This is Nate.
I will buy every version of every IOI
Hey, I
album.
mean, that was me. That was me with Wanna One. I bought both versions. So.
Yeah, but wait until Wanna One becomes 7 different groups, and you have to buy 3 versions of albums every month.
Wait
because
until
that's what I'm doing as an IOI fan.
Wait until I actually get around to buying every single Luna.
Oh yeah, you want the Luna
album.
single?
I want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go broke.
Oh
Ain't
my
this
god.
crazy?
Yeah, no, all these multiple album things just terrify me because I can't afford multiple ones. I don't think I ever,
Yeah,
as a
you're a
person
costume.
going into the music business, I don't
you're
think I
going-
ever
yeah.
will be able to afford. So I am with this person. I do not like multiple versions. I think it's a great way for them to get more money and take more pictures. Not good for me. Nope.
Yeah.
Just one version and pour
I mean,
a lot
it's
of
not good
attention
for
into it.
anyone. It's just whether you're willing to spend the money or not.
No, even for my my
sure.
faves, I won't.
I'll do it because I'm trash, like this says, but I'm not happy about it.
Hey,
Yeah.
At least it's not as bad as the I Got a Boy.
I was gonna say once
Dude, I was tempted
Cosmic
to buy
Girls.
online versions.
I was gonna say once Cosmic Girls puts out an
All 10
album with
versions.
14 versions because they have a version for each member and then the group version, and I have to buy that, I'm gonna get really upset really fast.
I ended up with the group version
I want, yeah. So
because
yeah, I
Tiffany's
agree with
version
this.
was awful.
Tiffany's version was the worst, which is upsetting.
I didn't
As-
understand any of the fashion in that sort of era comeback. It
It
was
was
really
weird.
weird.
It's fine. No one did.
Exactly.
Next slide is. I wish that there was an esports version of Idol Star Athletic Championships. I would watch that.
I would as well.
Yep.
Easily.
That's all we need.
Sure. Yep.
You kidding me? Like freaking Heechul doing like a League of Legends like 5-man like I don't know like tournament or whatever. That'd be dope. Like just to see like the idols like sort of interact with each other in esports would be amazing.
Yeah, just literally any more screen time of idols from different companies interacting and just seeing them enjoying themselves together. Well, like I think will like simmer down so much I guess individual group hate.
Yeah,
Too?
basically
Yeah.
it's hard to anti when they're like so like friendly with other groups.
Yeah. Okay.
Next. I'd like to hear V do a vocal cover of Guardians of Asgard by Eamon Amarth. I know it's rather weird, but I just happened to randomly think of it one day and thought it would be cool.
I don't know that song.
I looked up this
Assuming
song.
it's Screamo.
It's literally like Viking, like a metal, and I'm just like, why did they think V would be good at this song?
Is it
Yeah, I'm listening to it right now. It's just like Screamo Viking metal.
That's random.
It's so
It's
weird.
just it's all like growling vocals, like
well,
metal song.
yeah, he is good. That kind of
That's
voice.
basically what it is.
So that's probably why they want him to do it.
That's funny.
How did they even find this song?
Wow.
They're
I
like
mean,
me,
it's
where
kinda
they're
like the same
really
thing.
into
How did we
metal,
find K-pop?
and then they got into K-pop.
Okay. Next one. Hongbin from Vixx used to be my bias, but after knowing he plays Hanzo on Attack, I can't do this. He might be one of the best
Completely valid.
Hanzos in Korea. But come
100%
on.
valid. Yeah.
Have you played Overwatch before or no?
No, so I'm slightly confused, but
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Overwatch is a very popular
Video game, yeah. I just don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, team.
Yeah, it's a team game, and it's just like ridiculous. Like all the best players in Korea. So it just so happens that Hongbin is, I believe he's top 7, like in like ranked in the world. Like not even joking, or in Korea or in the region. Basically, he's that good.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like basically the strategy he's using is not optimal.
So that's why this person's like, I'm gonna end Stan.
Yeah, because it's pretty troll. Like, and speaking to Jacob and Nate, like, yeah, I feel this. Like, there's so many better options. Like, even if you're really good at Hanzo, there's so many better options on attack than just picking a character that can snipe people, and it takes so long, and you're so vulnerable. Yep. Yeah.
As a person who always chooses Pit during Super Smash Bros, I don't know. I can get why you want to just stick with someone that you're really familiar with, even if they don't have the best attacks. It's okay.
That's me playing Jigglypuff in Smash 4. Even
Yeah.
she's complete garbage in Smash 4 because I play like the old one, Super Smash Bros. Melee, a lot, which she's like a god character in, but she's so bad in Smash 4. But I just stick with it anyway because that's my character.
Yep. Okay.
Second, we have two more.
Oh,
Sometimes
no.
I swear I can kind of see a bit of Elvis Presley
no.
and G-Man from certain angles.
No.
Someone please tell me I'm not the only one and I'm not just being weird.
No,
I kind
these
of
two
get it,
pictures,
but-
I could kind of see it, but part of it's the background, I think, and just
Yeah.
like the angle of him looking.
Jawline, maybe? Chin shape and
Yeah.
jawline, but
Yeah,
that's
that's just
literally
random.
it.
That's about it. Yeah, that's really random.
Oh my god! Like how
The next one is 100%
amazing.
that's
true.
it. Like
though.
this is like next level. This is next level. Like I don't know, like freaking standing or whatever. Last but not least, or no, there's two more actually after this. Hyungwon from Monster X kind of looks like Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! To me. They're both tall and have long, slim figures. Plus, when Hyungwon has that mushroom hair, the resemblance is uncanny to me. 100%.
Yep.
They need
But
to make a Korean Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Yes.
in this picture, though, it looks like Fate from 17 would also, with his mullet and the brown hair. I could see that too. So I'm pretty
So
sure
random.
multiple Korean
Oh.
idols could match
Yeah.
Kaiba.
Did you never watch Yu-Gi-Oh?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Jeez, it's past. It's past.
Yeah,
her
it's past your
What?
guys'
What are you
time.
talking about?
I
I
don't-
watched.
No. Did you, Jacob? Did you watch original Yu-Gi-Oh, or did you start
Yes.
watching like GX or?
No, I watched the real shit.
Okay,
Real
because if you're saying your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh was like freaking card games on motorcycles, I'm throwing you out of
Oh
the
my
chat.
god!
Card games on motor. It's a lot to
All
explain.
right, let's go.
Last but not least, the best one.
What?
I don't know why, but
Why?
E-Took from Super Junior reminds you of Kris Jenner.
Why?
I don't
This is So
know.
random.
The long
This
nose?
is really random.
Literally
Yeah.
just
High
hair,
cheekbones?
hairstyle.
Probably hair. Yeah, cheekbones.
Long
yeah, I don't know.
ears.
The problem is
The
like
earrings.
Kris Jenner looks like she's had way
Maybe.
too much plastic surgery, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I can
I
say
don't
that
know.
about E-Tuck.
That's
The
that's a weird
randomest
one.
comparison. All right, that's all I got. Tumblr is weird. If you want to see more of these, go to
Tumblr.
Unpopular K-pop Opinions on Tumblr, and you will enjoy yourself for many hours.
Yep.
Though I
Okay.
I really did enjoy it. I saw one post from Unpopular Opinions on the Tumblr, and one of them was that all K-pop YouTube reactors are shitty and stupid. And then like I scrolled through the comments, and all of them were like, "But react to the kid." I was like, "Oh my god, whoa, what?
But ooh, yeah.
How'd this suddenly turn out about me?" But yeah, that was cool.
I'm surprised. Hopefully, nobody puts you on there though.
Reaction they fucking sucks. And I'll be like, "Hey, what's up?"
It would be an unpopular opinion. Okay, so moving on to topic 4. Let's try to keep it kind of short because we told you we'd be done by 10:30 and it's 10:15. This has gone longer than we
got
thought.
a little left in me. I've got this.
It's because we didn't factor in the count of 4 people talking now, so everything takes longer.
Right.
Because
Okay.
normally an episode's like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but
we go in
having
Anyway.
4
going
people
hard.
talk, we're going long.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna talk
Anime!
about songs that we think would be good as anime titles, either openings or closings. K-pop songs, obviously. So I'll just go first because I honestly don't have too much to add to this topic since I
I
don't
have
watch
too
a ton
much.
of anime. I don't have a ton of anime. And the 2 things I have to add are super, super obvious in being Day 6 and Dreamcatcher. Like,
Yep,
pretty
same.
much everything they put out is perfect for anime. That's what they do. And that's just because anime is always that, like, super rock, like, poppy rock type fun, upbeat stuff.
And now the caveat is, what anime are you going to put? That's what I want everyone. You have to put
That's
it
what
to
I
an-
can't do. That I can't. I don't watch enough anime.
It's so easy. There's so much on YouTube where like literally there's so many videos of like Day 6 to like Kimi no Nawa or like I don't know, just like really emotional ones. At least for me, the one I'd pick was their Japanese song, which was Mata Aetara. Yeah, which is like perfect for an anime called Darling in the Franxx, and I'm literally
my god,
literally I am going to like after like that show is over, I'm going to make an AMV and upload it somewhere because it's so perfect for it.
Do it.
Dino AIDS, Andrew. Dino AIDS.
Shoot, I think maybe Dreamcatcher's Good Night would be good for Mirai Nikki because it's kind of dark sounding and hard hitting.
It's Mirai Nikki. I haven't watched Mirai Nikki yet, but I know how crazy it is.
It's amazing.
I think no joke. I think I have the Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it yet.
Oh my gosh, yo! I freaking binged watched that one. But yeah, what I find with anime openings or close, mainly anime openings, is that you have to have a melody that mainly highlights a single voice. I don't hear many crazy vocal harmonies, maybe some unison singing or simple thirds, so that's one aspect. And then also a lot of K-pop modulates like crazy, like Hunter x Hunter's openings and closings, those are wild. I'm like shook. And also Madoka Magica.
Yeah, or Calafina.
Yeah, that
song.
modulates everywhere too. So I'm like, okay, so we gotta find K-pop songs that modulate a lot.
That just makes me sad because Calafina disbanded like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no!
Like literally, it's the best like anime opening ever, and I want
so
a K-pop
great.
equivalent of that. I want a K-pop equivalent of that so bad, like some like goth, like like weird like metal type of thing with like Gregorian chanting type of sound. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'd kill for
Oh,
that
you
in
mean
K-pop.
like Mama?
Like Mama.
Yeah, basically,
But
Mama
we
should
need-
be.
Yeah, we need a rock
best EXO
cover of Mama that just keeps the Gregorian chant part in.
Yeah. Whoever produced Mama needs to produce Dreamcatcher music.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh,
Yes.
that would be fantastic.
Give me Gregorian chants and Dreamcatcher metal.
Yeah.
Jacob, I know you have a lot.
I actually don't have a ton, but I do know a few that are K-pop, or they are anime openings that are by K-pop artists. I have a couple. So one of them is one of the openings for Fairy Tail was Masayume Chasing, which is by Boa. So she did one of the openings for Fairy Tail. I actually didn't know this until my friend was watching Fairy Tail, and I heard Masayume Chasing. I was like, "Is that really the opening?"
Oh my god, I need to like
No, I
go
didn't
watch
know
that on
that until he
Netflix.
was watching it. Yeah, and another one is so One Piece. TVXQ did a remake of the first opening, We Are, and that was one of the openings. Yeah, TVXQ did One Piece as well. And then again, I had really obvious ones for ones that I think are going to be or should be K-pop or should be anime openings. So I had I Wait by Day 6. I think that's absolutely perfect. I could see sort of like in super like action anime, maybe like a mecha or like I don't know, like My Hero Academia would be pretty cool.
The one I saw people like doing or saying it should be an anime opening is. Oh my god, what's the?
Did you send it in the chat?
No, I didn't. I didn't send it. It was like it's like a vampire anime. Black
anime.
Oh god, I forget it. Never
Black
mind.
Butler?
No, not Black Butler.
I've never actually seen it. It's one of the ones that everyone
Tokyo
tells
Ghoul.
me to
Tokyo
watch.
Ghoul. Because it's like
yeah.
it's literally like all like emo and like all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Another one my friend likes to watch. I always watch like super hype, like super shonen anime.
Yeah, all you watch is like mecha and stuff. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
My next one was gonna be Dreamcatcher's Good Night again. Super obvious. That one I feel like you could put to literally like any anime.
Yeah,
Probably work. Any anime that has like action in it. And then another one that nobody said was Between Us by CN Blue. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
that'd be a
CM
good
Blue and
anime.
Pop
FT
rock.
Island have a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's just the rock groups. Just most of the stuff they put out, it's very
because they
similar.
usually
It's
put
very
J-Rock.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's
J-Rock
very
songs.
Japanese influence. So and it's
Yep.
Yeah. Some other songs, like I pictured Lovely's Twinkle as like a perfect slice of life anime opening.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure.
Because like there's certain chord progressions that move at a certain tempo where it would like change to the next phrase that you could picture just like a picture of an anime character like coming in real quick and then like, you know, doing that slow zoom in and then speeding out and then doing some action and then the next picture does like that and it changes perfectly with the music. I also hear that a lot with GFriend's Rough too, because like it still has that like poppy rock fun sound that you could perfectly just set different pictures to and like running and stuff, you know, those typical anime openings. Yeah.
No, you know what would make a great random like maybe not an opening, but maybe like an insert song. Remember that song? Well, I don't know if you've listened to this one, Umu. It's by a progressive metal band named Inlayer that was released on Station Single. It was called Mind Jack. It was like this crazy like prog rock song that'd make like an amazing like. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of friggin' like Death Note or something, like just some crazy like hardcore like
something really dark.
Was that
really
released recently? Kind of like in the last few months?
It was
last year.
It was last station.
It was like it was Station 1.
Okay, because like I went through and I watched like all SM Station songs, but I may have missed that one.
Please do a reaction to that song. I want to see what everyone's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not K-pop at all. It's literally it's a instrumental progressive metal song that they put on Station.
That's amazing.
I think it was instrumental, or was there singing? I don't remember.
No, there was no singing.
Yeah.
Oh, but here's what I don't think anyone ever like would think of. I think "Home" by Tableau would make a perfect ending song to Attack on Titan.
I could see that. That's one of my favorite songs, actually, like of all time.
Yeah, because like the ending, like, because do you remember the original? Like, did you all watch Attack on Titan?
Yeah, season 1.
I know Umu, you did.
Yeah, season 1.
I didn't watch 2.
I haven't watched 2 yet. I know Umu, you did because you did Hanji cosplay. So yeah, it's just like the first like ending is just like this really like emotional like piano song that sort of builds and like it's got the same sort of like vibe that Home does. So it'd be perfect for that sort of thing.
I can see
that as an ending for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just like basically like any ballad could be a perfect like anime ending. If
Exactly.
Yeah, Narcissus, Heechul, Jungmo, and Wheein.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
That'd be the perfect like emotional ending song. That would like start kind of at the end of the anime episode and then just boom, go crazy once it reaches the credits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
That reminds me. That makes me think of Heechul and Kyunghoon's stuff.
Actually, that would be interesting as an ending, actually, as well.
Yeah, as an ending song. Either of their songs.
Do you want to have anything else?
That's it for me.
Nope.
I think I'm good.
All right, I'll just go off like some of my list. I think
Andrew's probably got like 50 more.
No. I'll only go through some of them. God, where is it? Bar needs to go into like some crazy like out of like left field anime. Like it's so perfect.
It's like Lucky Star opening.
Yeah, basically just something that's so weird. Like yeah, there's a lot of like weird K-pop songs that could fit as like anime openings basically. I also had like I don't know like Sorry by The Rose. Catch Me by TVXQ would work perfect for like any type of like futuristic like anime. I don't know like
yeah, I could see that.
I don't know, just like some maybe Psychopaths or something like that. I know, just like some kind of like crazy futuristic anime or whatever. Dreamcatcher, Gugudan 5959. It would again just like really random cute. Ice Chew would be the perfect for like any type of like slice of life weird anime. Way to Go by Girls' Generation would be perfect for like some type of sports anime.
K-pop song of all time.
Why? Wait, what?
You didn't know? You knew that. We've talked about this before.
Okay, I keep forgetting.
Way to Go by SNSD is my favorite K-pop song of all time.
Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much all on my list. You guys cover the rest. So yeah, we better be seeing AM. Like we gave like so many free AMV ideas, so I'd expect all the credit for this.
Make sure to link your YouTube in the description if you use one of our ideas.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So with that is the end of topic 4. Thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I guess those of you that are new, don't forget to subscribe if you
subscribe.
Describe.
If you like us,
please describe.
Thank you for Umo for taking time out of your schedule to join us tonight. I know it's kind of late, so yeah.
It's my week off. It's good.
If you ever want to join us again, let us know.
You're free. You're free to come back on here.
Thank you. I'll make sure to hit Nathan up on Patreon and let him know. Be like, yo, I'm bored. Can I jump in on the podcast again?
We need somebody to talk about Vixx or Mamamoo, basically.
Yeah,
Umu.
exactly. Yeah,
or Luna, or Day6, or Dreamcatcher, or Akmu, or Legiona.
What do we got upcoming in our schedules? Oh, you can contribute to that too, Umu. What do you have upcoming in your schedule? Do you not know?
She's blanking.
There's a lot upcoming on schedule. Well, main thing is finishing up releasing our 300,000 thank you subscriber videos. That is coming up. My assistant editor is the one editing all of them, and he's finishing up all of his finals. So we're gonna like pour all those onto the channel. So if any React to the K Clamus are watching this, look forward to that. And then up next, I believe I am releasing Suga's First Love, our reaction to Suga's First Love. And this week I'll also be releasing a classical vocalist react to Park, Jinyoung, and FX's Luna's duet on Immortal Songs 2.
Yep.
Exciting.
Nate, what do we got?
Up on my emails today.
Yeah, Patreon already. They already got it.
Patreon, let's get it.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, if you're not a subscriber to React to the K's Patreon, please do so. Money is very important.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to purchase this mic soon, so our audio is going to be so much better.
Nice.
And yes,
Congrats.
thanks to Patreon, I'll be able to afford it. Yeah.
Sometime in the far future, they're doing a cover of Dreamcatcher's Sleepwalking. Because I told
that song is
I told her, because I was like, yeah, do that song, but you can figure out how to do it because it's a drum and bass song.
Probably percussion.
So, yeah, which makes sense.
All right.
Unboxings.
Cool.
So yeah, for us, I don't know. Eventually, whenever I get around to recording unboxings, we have Marmelo's. Do you know Marmelo?
Finally an actual girl rock band other than AOA.
Yeah, girl rock band. So their Kickstarter, or not Kickstarter, but Makestar album that we got, and then Twice's new album, and I'll probably do both of Stray Kids albums at once because I got them both at the same time, and they're the best.
Ready to see Stray Kids live in Cake on New York.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Hell yeah, man. I actually, if I ever get around, hopefully this weekend I'll get around to it. I was gonna do a mini vlog sort of thing. I pulled a crazy night in that I saw, I saw Sunny and Mad Clown and a indie artist named Civica, all within like 4 hours of each other, and I didn't get home till 4 a.m. So I documented my entire day. So it's gonna be kind of an artsy sort of vlog sort of thing. I don't talk in it. So yeah, whenever I get that done, that'll be out eventually.
Awesome.
Next week's release is so.
And with that, thank you and goodbye. And
Annyeong.
Stay creamy.
hey,
Throb.
Stay really creamy. It was gonna be so confused.
I'm very confused right now. This is my
it's an
confused
inside
face.
joke. It's fine.
Yeah, long-term inside jokes.
Just like literally like an hour ago, they announced that both Stray Kids and NCT 127 are coming to
Boo,
KCON.
NCT, boo. And don't get me wrong, I love NCT, but we saw them last year.
Yeah, we saw
want
them
new
last year.
artists.
It's a weird choice as to why only 127 is going. Because I mean,